After traversing the Path of Stars and defeating the Infinite Sight members in the observatory, we decided to head back to the room with the three symbols, the junction of paths. As we debated on which direction to go next, Seredan started to act differently and began to glow faintly. It grew brighter until it expelled from her, and somehow, from the expulsion of light, Eve was brought to us. We were all stunned and lacking words. We were all so happy to have Eve back with us. We would need our party at full strength for the trials that lie ahead. In the short time that she had been gone, Bolt had aged 100 years, and Victor was no longer bound to the constraints of his blindfold. She commented on both before Sarah managed to find her words and asked how Eve had gotten back to us. She told us about her travels in leading the miners to a safe place. She tried taking them back to their home, but the settlement was destroyed by the Colossus we were now traveling in. As they continued their search for safety, they wandered into the territory of the Brusk, a boar-like humanoid race who are usually not fond of outsiders. Eve introduced herself as a servant of the trio and asked for refuge for the people of Morris Bend. One of their shaman requested Eve follow him alone. He led them to a cave to meet the Brusk god Hegel. The Avatar, or the head of the Avatar, appeared before Eve and agreed to house the refugees for 1 month and a day in exchange for the Wayward Watch stopping the Colossus from ravaging everything in its path. Then she got cagey and withholding with her story, something about swearing a secret that she was not allowed to divulge. We didn't press Eve too hard, as we trust her as our leader, and we have matters of great importance to attend to. However, before we pressed on, we filled Eve in on everything we had done so far. We took her to the seed chamber and explained how it worked. Eve touched the seed, which then buried itself in the sand like it had for each of us. Her family lineage appeared on the wall, but the names on her tree were not illuminated the same way ours were. The only name illuminated was Eve. Then some other names began to illuminate, but they were burned away before they could reach their peak luminescence. It seemed to symbolize the way magic bearers were snuffed out by her people. She touched her hands to the ashen tree. After a moment of solitude, we decided to press on. This time we headed for the chamber represented by the man with swords in his back. When we arrived, there was a statue of a kneeling man decapitated, sitting on a dais. There were 4 slits in the back that looked to be the size of swords. We investigated the room and found swords on the walls. Victor attempted to pull a sword off the wall, but it would not budge. Eve helped and was able to free the sword. The other corridor across the room shut. It was apparent that this was a puzzle that relied on pulling the swords and placing them in the correct order. After a few minutes, we solved the puzzle. The head of the statue appeared in its proper place. The statue moved, slamming the sword into the ground, which revealed a darkened room. Bolt attempted to light up the room, but their light could not penetrate the magical darkness. We pressed on cautiously. We were greeted by the smell of death. Victor alerted us to the fact that there was a humanoid creature chained up. A rattling voice asked us to step closer. We hesitated but stepped up to address him. The humanoid revealed that he was imprisoned by the Morai for hunting them down. He failed in the end and was jailed for eternity. He was on the wrong side of fate. When he said those words, I felt an instant connection. I too have been on the wrong side of fate. But as I've learned, fate can be bent and controlled by those with dark intentions. Those who aim to gain power and step on the sanctity of free will. Perhaps the Morai were akin to the Infinite Sight, maybe even the first iteration of them. If I was captured by the Infinite Sight, would I too be jailed for eternity? I tormented myself debating on whether I should release him. Sarah and Eve were adamant that I do not release him. Bolt was able to deduce that this was Zulrich the Lich, and they felt the backstabbed statue was foreshadowing. Eve cast Zone of Truth and asked his intentions. Zulrich answered that he wanted to control the world. Seredan wanted to kill it, but Bolt reminded us that a Lich usually has a phylactery, and that would essentially free the Lich. Sarah stormed out in disbelief that I would even consider freeing him. Eventually, Eve talked me down and we left. We decided to head for the chamber indicated by the sun symbol. There was a wall of light, and we couldn't see beyond it. Sarah stuck her blade in the light, which reacted with a rippling pattern, but the blade was unharmed. She walked through, and after a tense moment, her head peeked back through, letting us know it was safe to traverse. The room had a domed glass ceiling. There were crystals lining the walls like veins pulsing with chronomantic energy. An empty throne sat on a rise. We started attacking the crystals to stop whatever was powering the Colossus. After a moment of destroying crystals, the throne shifted, revealing a stairway and a hurried figure heading out of the passage. It was me, but the other me. I couldn't focus on the conversation as my mind began tearing again. As I snapped to, I caught the tail end of the other me spouting some nonsense about Thulian doing what he does to better the world. I called him out, trying to set the record straight, that Thulian is a manipulator who will tell anyone anything if it means they will be a help instead of a hindrance, and that once you come to a disagreement, he would dispose of you to continue pressing towards his end goal. The other Ezra refused to see it. They wanted to destroy Terabon and then move on to wiping out the Arcanum, putting Thulian in the seat of power as the great protector. After a moment of arguing, the other Ezra grew tired of the conversation and cast some sort of spell that shifted the floors, freeing a large something from below. Spiked legs slammed into the floor and a large chronomantic clock construct crawled out. I thought I would feel anger or the thrum of battle, but instead, I just felt empathy. Empathy for a sad, broken version of myself, ruled by fear and manipulated into his beliefs. I sprinted past the chronomantic clock, leaving it for my allies. I knew they would handle this, and I had a suspicion that if I could stop the other me, that would in turn stop the construct. The other me tried to fly in the air, but I leapt up and pulled him down before he could get too high. As my hands grabbed him, some of his memories flooded through my mind. I could see some of his travels and lessons with Thulian. The visions were ended as we crashed to the ground in a tangled mess. I could hear metal clanking against metal as my allies attacked the clock construct. It seemed to be imbued with chronomantic power that allowed it to delay the damage caused by their attacks. I quickly returned my focus to the other me as I was blasted in the chest with flame. I gritted my teeth and tightened my grip on the grapple. I had to get through to him. Let go of your fears. They've left you susceptible to the lies of the infinite sight. Snap out of it. He seemed taken aback for a moment, but then continued to struggle. The battle raged on behind me, but it looked like my friends were in control. You must remember the world is dark, but you can't live in fear. Love of others, those you can protect, that will give you true strength. As we continued to struggle, our minds began to blend, and this time he could see some of my memories. Acts of love, of friendship, of bravery and sacrifice. He slumped back, and it seemed that I had finally gotten through to him. The chronomantic clock crumbled to the ground in a mess of gears and springs as my allies felled the large foe. The group arrived and helped us both to our feet. They seemed to sense that the other me no longer had hostile motives. They began to reconcile while I caught my breath. Before we could ask the other Ezra how to stop the Colossus, we heard the voice of Thulian echo in the chamber as he floated down from somewhere above. He expressed disappointment in the other Ezra. He snapped his fingers and a necklace that the other me was wearing exploded, sending him backwards several feet. He cried out in pain as his body began shifting between his realities. Various versions of Ezra's roiled and bubbled as he became some aberrant monster shifting between realities. Time to make Thulian pay for his heinous crimes.
Hello everyone and welcome to session 38 of Tales of Aneria. Woo! I am very excited for tonight's session. My players are not. Because
being excited and nervous are really the same emotion, right?
Yeah, I suppose so.
So if we kill this,
Nerve-sided.
we kill all Ezras, including Ezra.
Ex-nervous.
No.
Ex-nervous.
We're gonna have the Ex Machina.
Yeah. But if you all remember what happened last time, if not, go back and read the recap or listen to it. It was wonderful. Thank you, Dallin.
Oh.
I think that was. I believe that was you last time. If everything holds out. Yep.
Thanks.
But yeah, we'll go ahead and just reiterate one very important thing, and that is Ezra, the wizard, Nezra. After his redemption, because of his brother self. Yeah. Brelf.
His
Brother
alternate
from
past.
the same mother,
Yeah.
but not really brother.
But
Same person. Close.
he was about to help you guys up to go fight Thulian Crawl when Thulian took the initiative and shattered the necklace that he had given Wizard Ezra back when he was training. and it slammed into his chest, and now he's rolling on the ground, shifting between all different alternate reality Ezras. You see like the pious Ezra that worships the trio, and you see the 8 rings Ezra, and you see one that definitely has the Vanguard haircut. There is a female Ezra in there, just because.
Ezra.
Is she like attractive or just?
I mean, she's half orc, half elf attractive.
She kept the unicorn hair.
She's the variant.
Yeah, she definitely did.
She's the variant.
Yep.
Yeah.
For one moment, you're like, ooh, wait, no, wait.
That's gross.
We're not having a Loki Sylvie thing going on.
Yeah. And as he's kind of like roiling on the ground, and you can see that he's trying to hold on to what's left of himself as he's struggling with all these alternate realities shifting through him. Thulian descends from the ceiling and lands kind of on the other side of the area.
Very cool.
Yep, so Thulian crawl, that smarmy look on his face.
On screen right now.
Yep.
Hey, he's standing on the same thing as you're standing.
Yeah, I was like, why does Preston's character get to have all the fun with standing on
facing
rocks?
off.
Yeah.
My rock's cooler than yours.
And he says,
Yours has a
once
pile of coal.
again,
That's true.
Lava.
these petty little heroes come into my lair thinking that they can best me.
Why is he so ugly?
Is that what you say in response?
No, while this is happening,
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Eve is offering up a silent prayer.
Okay.
Would you allow that? So I can take advantage of Harness Divine Power and open up some spell slots?
Sure. I'll let you go ahead and open up some spell slots.
Crafty.
It's just a bonus action.
Victor's gonna take a level in Paladin with the Gale. Can
There,
I?
Really cool.
Yeah, that's good there.
Wait, we gotta level up?
No. And so when he finally alights down on the ground, he says, but once again, you've fallen into my trap. And with a slash of his finger, the misty or kind of sunlit gate behind you, the doorway that you walked through, disappears. And standing behind it is a regular tunnel that leads back to the Sun Hall room. But between the chamber and the tunnel and you are 8 more Infinite Sight guards or mages. And they all look ready to go. And he says, now it's time for you to die. And it's about that time that Ezra finally lets out a scream of agony, and his body just starts expanding, and pieces of him just start growing, and he transforms into a gigantic elemental of wayward souls.
It's about time you started taking us seriously, Thulian. You're the worst.
And you're a footnote.
Wow.
Ew! That's so rude.
I know, right? He's
It
such,
is.
Great paint job.
he's such a bastard.
Well, you're a cover page.
I kind of want to say that.
Oh, yeah,
like a
well,
cover
I'm
letter.
a
Like in real life.
bifold.
You're the cover under the sleeve.
Oh.
Sarah is just seething with rage and silent for once.
Okay. Perfect. So what we're going to do is we are going to roll a new round of initiative here as we begin the fight against Thulian Crawl.
And
And
no longer Nezra.
No longer Nezra.
Better than Nezra.
I still am gonna feel a little bad attacking him. Not gonna lie.
Worse than Nezra?
Oh, I had these
Just
left
do
over from last
like
time.
non-lethal damage.
Okay.
I don't know, shooting someone with an arrow is usually pretty
Totally
lethal.
do non-lethal. Just
I'll
bonk
take
him on
yours
the
back for not telling me that you
Should've
had
been
that.
No, I showed you before we
I
even
know,
started.
I know. Okay. And Scott, would you reveal the battle map?
Sorry, the battle map scared
Yes,
me.
of course.
Release the gummy frogs.
So you said there were 8.
Yes, so there are 8 guards in the back there.
Oh boy.
And let's go ahead and just grab initiatives, starting with Bolt.
19.
Okay. Victor.
10.
10.
What?
I know.
I felt
rolled
the
a
color
4.
blue was,
It was like
very soul.
I've never rolled
it was
that
like
one.
a swap right there.
Disney
Like
soul.
19 for Bolt is also it's like
Yeah, it's
Nega
not-
World.
it's not-
Everybody's an alternate reality.
It's not
self.
below a 5.
I hope
like
you brought
normal.
an additional character sheet tonight. Eve.
I have 84 of them.
15.
84 different Seredans.
Well, no.
What'd you roll for initiative as well?
13.
13. And Ezra.
They're all variations.
Okay. Perfect. So the first thing that happens is Drutia goes. She is up at the top here.
Oh, nice.
And she's going to turn to Victor, and she's going to say, "Thank you again for giving me a couple more hours of life. Remember, you earned your blindfold."
I didn't get it in writing.
Sorry, that sounds wrong. You earned
your
not
blindfold.
you earned the removal of your blindfold. And she gives you kind of a clap on the shoulder, and then she starts walking away. And as she does, these two tendrils of water come out and make a pair of sickles. And she looks back and she says, "Take care of Cole for me." And she rushes forward, and she's going to move to the hallway itself. And Cole is going to trail, spiraling behind her. And as she slices in 3 times and takes one of the 8 mages out, who look surprised that somebody is rushing the whole group of them, Cole is going to slam into the ground, and a wall of ice is going to spring up, blocking the entrance. Wow. With her on the other side.
Oh.
Heroic sacrifice.
We got to make sure she lives.
We
I
need
did
to
not
save
get it in
her.
writing.
Right. And they're not going to believe. They're going to think that we did some sort of... Anyway.
Let's
But
talk
that
about
was
that
really
later.
cool.
You have 4 witnesses. It's okay.
What's her name again? I'm so sorry.
Dria.
T-R-I-T-I-A.
All right.
Ezra.
We're back.
I'm going to run. Like the Tower Dam 5.
Okay, hold on. That's adjacent to him. And you ran right
You can
through
run
it.
through me. You
I'll
can
run
run
through
through
your
us.
space cave.
If you want
Did you
more.
start within 5 feet?
No, 10.
10. Okay, good.
15, 20, 35, 40. Okay. And I'm going to shoot Thulian.
I just didn't want you to trigger a
Yeah,
opportunity
yeah.
attack
Okay.
Shot at Thulian.
or a hidden room in the ground.
All right.
That's a 17 to hit.
17 will hit.
Okay. For 25 damage.
Okay. You watch as he's been kind of casting while you guys have been preoccupied, and you can see this kind of runic magic over him that seems to be warping the time around him, and your arrow slams into it and shatters whatever protection he was creating.
Okay. Nice. Okay, I'm going to shoot him again.
Okay.
Pew. 18
18 will hit.
for 25 damage again.
25. That seems to be the normal around here.
Pew pew.
Okay. Yeah. So a couple arrows come out. One shatters it. The second one slams into probably his shoulder.
Yeah,
Or scrapes his cheek.
Can I spend on my second one my arcane shot and do my grasping arrow?
Sure.
Okay, so I'm going to do that. So he's going to take an additional 2d6
With
poison. So that's 10 poison damage.
10 poison. Okay.
Speed is reduced by 10 feet. It takes 2d6 slashing the first time on each turn it moves 1 or more feet. Brambles last for a minute. And then he can use an action to break them.
Do you have your pushing attack?
Yeah, but I can't. I don't think I can stack them on the same. Can I?
Because the arrow is just adding on to the attack.
Mm-hmm. So I would,
so you
because
would
it's a
be able-
bonus
it's a
action
bonus
to push. So
action
yeah,
to
then I will
push,
use my one and only superiority die and
Okay.
push him. So he'll take an additional 4 damage.
Doesn't
and
he?
get pushed.
He has to make a saving throw,
I
right?
think it's a
Let me
strength.
check.
I think it's a strength.
I think you're
save.
right. Yeah, I've got it pulled up here. It's been
Okay.
a minute since I've used it. Let's see. Loading. Okay. This one is the pushing attack. When you hit a creature with a weapon, expend a superiority die to attempt to drive the target. You add the superiority die to the attack damage, so there's 4 more. You must make a strength saving throw. On a failed save, you push the target up to 15 feet.
And your DC is based on your dex. And you have a 20 dex, right?
So it'll be
So 8 plus 4 plus 5, so 17.
17.
17?
Yeah.
Well, he did roll a 20, so
Okay.
he manages to kind of
So he doesn't get pushed,
yeah,
but he
doesn't get
takes
pushed.
4 more damage. So
4 more damage. Okay.
okay, cool.
Nice.
That's that.
All right. Then next up is Bolt. What is your dex?
+1, 12.
Okay. So it is the being's turn.
Ezra!
And it is going to let out a kind of this shriek, and you see just these waves of chronergy start spilling off of it. So everybody in a 60-foot cube, which should be
Oh, that's
everybody.
it?
Including
Oh.
Oh, 60
It
feet
will not-
arranged.
it will
Who
not be
arranged
affected.
these? We would be standing within 10 feet of Eve.
Yeah. I arranged them because I am the dungeon master, and that was the most cinematically appropriate.
I love it.
So everyone inside. Basically that.
Okay,
Yeah.
so all of
It's
us.
not a 60-foot cube centered on him, so he can just put
It's a
it.
60-foot
Wherever
place
he
cube.
wants.
Yeah.
Does it affect him if he puts it on him?
No.
Okay. So then he'll have to put it kind of on himself.
Yeah.
damage, right?
So each creature in the area makes a Constitution saving throw, please.
And I get +5 because I'm next to. Right? +5 or +4?
Plus
Plus
5.
5.
Nope.
Constitution.
Yeah, 20. Thank you, dice.
Oh, poopy poopy poops.
Dirty 20.
So
Dirty
whatever I
20,
did to piss
nat
y'all
20
off.
for Bolt, dirty 20 for Ezra,
32 if you need.
23.
23 for Seredan,
6.
6 for Victor,
Oh no!
True to form, the last,
18,
every Constitution
13,
saving throw.
But maybe more.
okay.
We gotta find out what happens if you
18.
fail. I mean,
Alright, so Victor's the only one that's going to take the full effect on this.
For
The rest of you will
science.
take,
science.
so, Victor, you take...
Oh, I didn't need that. I forgot to add my own +5 for my aura.
Oh, okay.
But it's fine.
Alright,
So you're 23.
Oh, it's add. Never mind.
okay.
JK, JK.
So, Victor takes 40 psychic damage
Yikes.
and suffers 1 level of exhaustion.
I'm dead. No, I'm just kidding.
The rest of you take 20 psychic damage. Half. Except for you.
I'm going to take my reaction and use my rune. And
Cloud Rune.
I think I can redirect it back to this guy.
It has to be an attack on Cloud Rune.
Is it?
Yeah.
Wowie, wow, wow.
Darn. Yep.
So 20 damage for us. Great.
Sorry, I tried.
Appreciate it.
Okay. Yeah, so you don't. I don't think you take any half damage because you're Mizium.
It automatically makes it 0.
Yeah. And then it's going to rush forward so that it is within 5 feet of everyone except for Ezra. Yeah. So and
I
2
never
additional
heard
things
person's
happen
space.
as it leaves its space. It leaves behind a little echo of Ezra, of one Ezra. And also with the cube, we'll just say over in that right corner, 4 squares in. No, sorry, the closest corner to me. Right. One more in. There we go. Right there, another echo appears, and these echoes they're just slowly raging, and they look like they're tearing themselves apart. So,
Oh my gosh.
Awesome.
indeed, it is awesome for some of us. Bolt, it is your turn.
So I yell out, Nezra, get a hold of yourself. The rest of you find out what these echoes are while I take care of this guy, or at least occupy his time.
When you begin your turn, by the way,
Oh no.
since you are within 5 feet of him, your speed is reduced by 20 until the start of your next turn.
It doesn't stack every time, right?
No.
Okay. And then I'm going to try to punch him.
Okay.
Oh, fail me.
Tell me once.
You have inspiration? You have inspiration?
I do. All inspiration.
Oh my gosh!
I got my is another nat one. I got my 2 good rolls out for the night, and the dice are like,
Okay, you have extra
no
attack.
more.
The universe is like,
Second attack.
Okay.
Which is a 19.
19 will hit.
There we go. That's better.
That's a 1 on the damage dice. Wow.
Wow.
9. 9 damage. Magic damage.
Okay.
And it's got the Thunder Gauntlet effect. So disadvantage on anyone but me.
Alrighty. Anything else you'd like to do?
I do not have anything else I can do.
Okay. Eve, you are also.
Wait,
still-
I lied.
Oh,
Giant Smite.
Giant Smite.
Yep.
Okay. So you try and punch him once, and he kind of pulls back out of your reach, and you're just like, and you just grow into twice the size Bolt, and give him a good chunk to the ribs.
Yeah, it would be the ribs.
Yeah.
As high as I could reach at that point.
All right, Eve.
Wow. Okay. And what did you say? What was that thing you said?
You have 20 feet less of movement speed.
Okay.
You have +1 to your AC right now because you are giant and next to 2 people because you are giants.
Oh yeah.
Oh, sweet. That's a
Sweet.
nice little stack.
Nice little perk with the pariah shield.
So 23.
Is Ezra within 30 feet of me? I can't quite.
I think I'm
Can't
40.
45, 30, 35.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I will cast Bless
Okay.
at the 2nd level, so that is
The 4 of
Victor.
us.
Ezra's got tunnel vision right
Sorry.
now. What's that?
Boot.
Boot.
And yourself?
Yeah, you can bless yourself. You haven't done that
Yeah.
in a while.
Well,
Bless yourself.
bless me.
Bless me.
Bless my soul.
Okay.
Give me the beat, boys.
Free my...
Sorry.
And we stop for a copyright.
Yeah, so you weave this magic around, and the ladies, their magic comes to you and just kind of like starts circling around overhead. Tiny little Darians this time that will help
Aw.
guide your attacks.
So
He's here in spirit.
In the morning. He'll come back eventually. I don't want to waste a spell slot.
Oof. Poor Darian.
Sorry.
Anything else that you'd like to do?
I'm just gonna stay. Actually, yeah, I want to move. Maybe like right here,
Okay.
so I can potentially help both of you. All
Can
of you.
you? I guess you can with your allies. Yeah. So you weave through Bolt's feet.
Don't step on me! Remember, Ezra gets the final blow when it comes to killing Thulian.
if I make it.
I like your confidence, Evie.
Seredan.
Right, she's gonna take some swings.
Okay.
At Nezra.
A bada swing. Bada.
That is, come on, 18.
18 will hit.
Okay. For... Come on. You. That's 14 damage.
14 damage.
And then I'm gonna take another swing.
Swing.
And that's a higher. 17 plus 27.
Yep.
For... Wow. You're being timed out. Sorry.
Happening a lot.
How old are you?
Do we need to get a dice
3
jail?
minutes.
13 damage.
13 damage.
I have my gelatinous cube. I can draw
And
13.
then the non-butt action is it
I can't believe it's
30-20?
not butt action.
Yeah,
I
I
can't
can't
believe it's not butt action.
That was a commenter. Thank you. That was
good.
Amazing.
That's good.
Sounds so filthy.
For
Seriously.
another 13.
13. Okay.
And that's it for now.
Okay. And again, you are slowed by 20 feet if you need to move anywhere. But yeah, you just go slice through this thing, and you're not really sure. Like, you believe you're affecting it. Like, you felt the weight of it, but I mean, it's elemental, so
Yeah.
you know.
I'm sorry, is this one a little Ezra too?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, there's two of them.
Why?
There's a, we'll call that one the baker, and the other one behind it the candlestick maker. So.
Okay.
There's little Ezras all around.
Soon there'll be a tinker, Taylor.
I'm always with you.
Busy.
Are they like the different versions?
Yeah.
Okay,
Yep, it's all these different like versions that seem to be in excruciating agony all at the same time.
They're probably gonna blow up. So be careful.
Are you writing
Yep, sure.
baker?
Baker.
Okay.
Candlestick maker.
Anything else that you'd like to do? You're good where you are.
That's it.
Victor,
All right.
it is your turn.
Well, first and foremost, Victor's going to be
Slowed
slowed.
by 20 feet.
He'll have the crap knocked out of him. And then I'm going to... So right now, he did damage to me, so I can use my attack with advantage against him with the
Yes.
Ruby Wing Seal. And I'm going to... Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and make my attack with... Cinderhearth still doesn't have that, so I'm just going to use... I'm just going to use Shadow Song for this.
Okay.
11.
11 will miss.
Bonus action, I'm going to take... So there's...
Didn't you say you had advantage?
Oh, you do. You're right. You're right.
You do indeed, because of the ruby seal.
That one. No. Just not happening. Nope.
Well, if there was ever a time to TPK.
So I'm gonna drop or
It was during the giant tentacle flesh monster that we fought.
That's true.
I'm gonna drop
2 there. You can do up to your proficiency bonus.
which is 3.
Yep.
Ralph.
3 and then
The mouth.
the 4th because
Yes, 4.
the mouth and the froth.
So,
I don't know. I would have been happy being TPK'd by Many-Eyed Willie too.
all right. I'll throw these down, and I'm going to use a performance point to use them to defend. I have
Okay.
1 remaining performance point.
Okay.
Since it didn't hit my ruby wing, I believe it only goes away once I hit them.
Yes, I believe so.
So, yeah.
Okay.
That's it.
Then it is Thulian Crawl's turn.
It was nice to know you guys.
And
Just good
he
working with you.
is going to, let's see here. He is going to not worry about the tendrils clinging to him, and he's going to move towards you 30 feet.
That's 2d6.
2d6.
That'll be 4 more slashing damage.
Okay.
Julian.
Is it slashing? I feel like that's wrong.
I think it is.
It is. Should be piercing, but whatever. It's slashing.
Okay, and then he is going to. He's not quite to you yet.
He's 10 feet away.
Okay. So as he gets within 10 feet of you, you can feel this like slowing effect that is muddling your movements. So while you are within 10 feet of him, you have disadvantage on saving throws.
Yeesh.
Okay. It's alright.
And then he is going to take his action here. And you know what? Since you have disadvantage on saving throws, this sounds like a good idea.
You're gonna fireball me from 5 feet away.
Ow.
Just pulls a pin, tosses your hand grenade. There you go.
Let's see. Would a
I
30-foot
want you
cone
dead.
hit anybody else?
I don't think so.
Okay.
The widest it'll go is like right there, I think.
It goes
Goes
out by 1
5,
for
10,
every
15, 20.
Yeah.
I think, yeah. I mean, you've got a cone, right? Yeah.
We'll check.
We'll check, but I think it's short by a little bit.
I'm 35 feet away from him.
Yeah.
Anyway, so
Yeah, you're just
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 his.
shy,
Just yep.
Make it hit Ezra.
So he is going to look at you and he's going to say, "Run away, little archer." Give me a wisdom saving throw with disadvantage, please.
Oh, no. Come on, dice gods. Oh shit. I'm gonna use my inspiration. Reroll that one. But it's still at disadvantage, right? Because if I use inspiration, does that let me just reroll one of the dice?
Yes.
So I rerolled my critical failure, but I still have to take the lower of the two.
Mhm.
You know what? I'm not gonna do that. It's a waste. I'll just take my critical
Yeah,
failure.
I definitely would suggest against it. So,
Yeah.
let's see. So, let me just pull this out here. Because it's a long spell that I haven't actually never read. But you are now under a compulsion.
Oh crap! This is like Strahd-esque.
Come on, let me see
He's
this.
gonna command me to kiss Victor again.
That was other Ezra. Thank you.
that was old Ezra.
The new one.
I
was
still have the memory. He remembers.
He remembers.
And then he is going to have you. He's going to have you move that way.
This way?
No, sorry, this way.
Okay.
Opposite.
How many?
You need to move your speed on your turn. You'll have to move your speed. I think it says
And
as
I'm-
much of its movement as possible to move in.
And
that
I'm still
direction on its next
slowed?
turn. Yes.
Okay. So I can move.
Yep.
Wait, are you slow? You're not slow though.
Yeah, because I failed the.
Even need the
It
truth.
was
Or
a
no,
60
I
foot.
succeeded it. It was in that 60-foot thing, right?
That wasn't
that-
for slowing. That's just an aura
That was
around
just
him.
yeah, damage they did.
Oh.
The slow is 5 feet around him, so you're still good. You have 40 feet.
Okay. Okay. Never mind. Yep.
Torrey, since Eve's a
I
paladin,
was associating
you
it to
can,
the
like,
wrong
bless my dice
tax.
and like
It's
cleanse it from good and evil and
Sure.
whatever.
I'm a paladin too.
Because I think these.
Yeah, but you
somehow
were a
contain-
warlock.
Paladin with an asterisk.
It's got like
You're a paladin to
it's
Satan.
got like what is that? What's the word I'm looking for? Like
Emotional damage.
I'm sorry.
That's funny.
So it's back up to the top of the round. You do hear spells flying and fighting outside on the other side of the ice wall. You're not quite sure what's going on.
If you finish off the bad guys out there, could you maybe come back? Right.
And then it is Ezra's turn. Ezra, would you please move 30 feet away from
40.
40, that's right.
Damn. 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40.
So when you get next to that square, there is the thing there lashes out at you. Now, typically
he's a baker. How does he lash out?
Don't you
With
recognize
his baking
Yeah.
He uses a
it's
A baguette?
tender.
yeah,
as that.
baguette.
baking
as a
hammer?
he shouts
Every
red.
time I bake, I always use
They
favorite
always
baking
got.
hammer.
It's for the dough bubbles.
It's the rolling pin. A really big
I think
rolling
he just
pin.
has some raw dough and like slaps you in the
Like,
face.
what you
with
making
it.
over there? Some cake?
He forges a cake.
Sourdough to the eye.
Yep.
So this is a 20 to hit.
That hits.
Sourdough
I'm
makes
going
me
to take
pass.
Yeah, I like it.
11 piercing damage and
And
13 necrotic damage.
my God.
And then that thing fades away.
No. Well,
Thanks
Is
for
it- hold on,
fingers
was
getting
that-
rid of, thanks for
That
getting
was
rid of
an
yourself.
attack.
I'm going to use my reaction and use Cloud Rune to redirect it to
Something with a 30.
this guy.
Okay.
It's doing just out of range.
Okay.
I still take the
No.
damage.
Nope.
No, I don't take any.
The
So I
hit
get
was
it.
redirected.
How much back?
It was
13 and 11?
13. Yes.
24.
24, yeah. Now, does it just redirect the damage, or does it make it like force damage?
It makes it so that attack instead
Hits.
attacks whoever.
Okay,
so
perfect.
the same dice
Yep,
roll,
using the same
etc.
roll.
Yep.
So if this guy has a higher AC and that roll wasn't good,
Would have
Yeah.
missed.
So this thing lashes out, and then all of a sudden, Bolt like flexes a muscle, and a Cloud Rune activates, and just kind of like you can just see that it just sweeps that attack to the left, and it
A panel
slams
just
into
goes
the
flips
elementals.
around.
Yeah, so there's a rune on it,
Cloud Rune's so good.
and it doesn't do as much damage, but it does add the extra effect of
I
the
gotta-
target has disadvantage on saving throws until the start of its next turn, which will be coming up here shortly.
Julian, your man brings
I-
that knife.
yeah.
My man,
we may not
And that
have a
one's-
contract still, but I'm still going to protect you.
my man said yours to hold.
that was cool.
Cool.
Not cool.
It was cool.
All right, Ezra, the rest of your turn.
Okay, I'm gonna turn around. Shoot. Dallin.
Right.
in the
Because
face.
compulsion doesn't fear. I was thinking of a different ability, which is my mistake. Read your abilities, people.
25 damage or 25 to hit. Not damage.
I mean, that is going to be the damage anyway. We know it. But yes, that does hit.
It is 25 damage.
That's awesome.
And I'll shoot again.
It's like our
That will be 15 to hit.
15 does not
Okay.
hit. Yeah, that one.
Cool.
He manages to dodge the second one.
I'm gonna use my thing that makes me miss and shoot it at
As a bonus?
Yourself.
Yeah, at myself. What is that thing even called?
Swap it up.
The Arcane Archer level 7 ability.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's not.
It's
listed.
the
Features
wanted
and
curving the
traits.
bullet arrow.
Yes.
Yeah. Where is it? Birds, no. Curving shot.
Yeah.
Okay. Bonus action. Reroll against a different target. So now I'm rerolling.
So you're using the Archer's Paradox and it's
So that is actually only
oh, that was the boomerang arrow.
12. So
12,
that's probably
12
gonna
will
miss.
not hit.
So
Yeah.
just
Yep.
misses
That goes
everything.
away.
Yeah, it's alright.
It's a good try.
But it was a bonus action. So
Yes.
now I'm down bonus action. Okay.
And let's see. You hit him once. You did hit him once.
Twice. 3 times.
A magey.
Yeah, we're good. We're good. Okay, next up is the Nezra.
The Nezra.
The Nezra, who is going to try and recharge his ability.
Please no.
He does not.
Thank you.
So instead, he is going to everyone and his eyes are going to lock on. Let's see. Ezra. He's going to lock on his other self.
Yeah.
An abomination in his
I
eye.
just imagine him start saying, "Turn around," and Ezra turns around, his eyes are glowing.
And you watch as kind of like this streak of just like magic flashes out. I need you to roll me a Constitution saving throw.
Am I still at disadvantage?
No.
I'm out of his.
You are out of the 10-foot aura, so you're not at disadvantage.
This is Constitution, you said?
Yes.
Okay.
Does it join us?
So that is a 21.
Okay, so that is a success. Let me go ahead and tell you what the damage is on the success here. That would be creepy.
Join us. And just like, no.
And it just morphs into
Okay!
and your hit points are now.
And then all of a sudden the head pops up.
consumed
And, sorry, guys!
But then you can roll to take
find him
control
from
of
the
him.
find him from the inside.
You turn him like
into- Yeah, cut to Drax.
Yeah. Except I just have 2 arrows.
emotional damage. Internal damage.
Take, because it's only half damage, take 33 necrotic damage.
I am unconscious.
So this thing lashes out, and he does say, "Join us." And you feel like your essence start to be pulled out, and it kind of
having
absorbs and
out-of-body
creates an
experience.
extra buffer around. What is your hit point maximum?
It's gone. I think it was 78.
78.
Yeah.
Let me just verify that.
Yeah, I'm in. All it says is failures and success.
Oh,
I think if you tap it, it'll tell
Oh,
you.
you're probably right. Yeah, let's see. 76.
76.
close.
Okay. That is the amount of temporary hit points he receives.
Whoa! That's insane. Okay.
I'm going to use my other rune to redirect this.
And that
You're
is
out of
his
range.
one use of the Finger of Death for the day. If you
Wow.
die, you come back as a zombie, so...
Sweet.
From unicorn to zombie.
Yep.
I mean,
An Ezra story.
it's a cautionary tale.
Kill
Yeah.
the zombies by shooting them in the head.
And then it is...
Do. Yeah.
Do it.
I would like to rage.
It doesn't do anything.
I just get really mad and start punching. That's 22.
22 will hit.
Oh, as a no action thing, I'm going to invoke my fire rune.
Okay.
Which summons fiery shackles on this guy.
Okay.
So he's going to take an extra 2d6 fire damage, and he must succeed a strength saving throw, DC 15, or be restrained for 1 minute.
Okay.
And then they take 2d6 fire damage at the start of each of its turns, and they can repeat the saving throw. Does it have disadvantage still, or did it go away at the beginning of its turn?
It went away at the beginning of its turn. Yeah.
Not end of turn.
Yep. It actually has advantage against spells and other magical effects. So that's why you heard the double dice there. So it does make it safe.
Okay. It still takes the damage though.
Yeah, it still takes some damage.
2d6.
Yep,
2d6 fire
2d6.
damage, and then your fist damage as well.
And then I'm actually going to add another d6 to it because I'm big, because I can do that once per turn.
Oh, yeah.
Nice. Any way to add some dice?
I always tell people that I can add damage because I'm big too.
It's true.
25 damage.
25 damage?
Yay!
Are you sure?
Yes, I'm absolutely sure.
On par.
At least, like,
Beautiful.
I need to just start rounding everybody up to, like, hundreds or, like, 50s or whatever.
Yeah.
Just because I know that it's just going to be in 25 chunks anyway. So I can just calculate how many hits a monster has.
We're no longer called the Wayward Watch. We're now called 25. So
The
We're the
25,
25% club.
Or a quarter.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Quartermaster.
There's 5 of us, but we're a quarter.
Next attack.
How about
is
2 bits?
28.
I like that.
28 will hit.
The 2-bit thieving crew.
Yeah.
And that
Thieving.
does
The 2-bit
11 damage.
Thulian slayers.
I like that.
And that's thunder damage, by the way. I don't know if that matters.
Nothing either way. Okay, cool. Anything else?
Nope, that's it.
Oh, I also forgot to mention that when he did his ability, we'll just put another one, we'll say between Bolt and the doorway.
What's this one?
That one's going to be the servant of the trio, Ezra. The one that became religious.
It has an
Ezra.
alternate expert on
Rezra.
his shoulder.
Yeah. It is, yeah, it's very much like there's an expert on the shoulder, there's also like a snake wrapped around the arm, and like a
Nice.
small cat that's at your feet.
Can I be that, Ezra? He's way cool.
You can be whoever you want in your next character.
All right.
No, you
No.
can be a zombie.
Yeah,
That's
oh,
what's
that-
very
yeah,
important.
that's-
You will be a zombie. Eve.
Okay, Eve will rush over to Easy.
You can only move. Oh no, you weren't within 5 feet, so you are good.
That's only 15 wing.
Yeah.
And I will say, Ezra, get up. And I will do lay on hands.
Okay.
Should
you pouring into
kick
that?
him or something?
We're going to give him all of them. 40.
All right.
All right.
you. All right.
Yeah. So you
the way
just
to do that.
you're
I know.
kind of floating through this miasma, and you feel a trio of hands and 3 voices that say, "Come on, Ezra. There's still more to do." And then your eyes flutter open, and Eve is standing over you, pouring healing magic into you.
Thanks, Eve. Ouch.
Welcome. Can't wait for you to worship the
Does-
trio with me.
Does
He
this
already
one,
is.
Yeah, I was
it's just
gonna
a
say,
different
does
version.
that one like turn like
Yeah.
nod? Like,
Yeah.
Well done.
It just does like the meme nod.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Okay.
Right.
Roused hour.
And then anything else that you'd like
Nope.
to do?
That'll be my turn.
All right, Seredan.
Okay, I'm gonna keep swinging.
Keep on swinging.
Bringing Ezra back didn't remove the temporary hit points. Did it?
No, unfortunately, they are still flowing around him.
Right. That's a 25 to hit.
25 will hit.
Not to damage though.
We'll
I,
wait.
I couldn't do
We'll wait to
25
call for
damage
that,
with my current iteration unless I crit. That's 15.
15 damage.
And then I'm going to take another swing. And that is 21.
21 will hit. Yep. Now, remind me, are you rolling with advantage?
No.
No, okay.
I wish. That's 16 damage.
That's right. It's always the bless. I always hear the 2 dice and I'm
Yeah.
like, why is
Like,
this
wait a
just
second. Who's
Yeah.
cheating?
And that's
Yes, I'm always on the lookout for cheaters. You're a bunch of filthy cheaters.
23
23 will
The
hit.
2-bit cheaters.
Yep, the 2-bit cheaters.
for 16 again.
Okay. Yeah. So you spend your turn. You just see this kind of miasma flowing around, and you just spend your turn just hacking away what's left of
Yeah.
it, just spiraling around the elemental. Yeah.
Give Ezra his energy back. It doesn't belong to you, Nezra.
Victor.
I will make my attack. Again against Big Boy Ezra. That's a little better.
You have advantage, right?
Mm-hmm. I'm gonna roll again to see. First one was 17 both times.
Nice.
Plus 3's 20.
20.
So that's 29 to hit.
That will hit.
Alright. And then
Pour
Come
some
on, sneak attack.
sneak attack on that.
I am going to sneak attack.
Pour some sneak attack
on it.
A Nezzy.
A Nezzy.
So that's going to be 11 damage plus 5d6. And then I am going to re-roll the 2 in that with my
Okay.
piercer feet.
So it's 20 plus.
So that was
One.
So it's 21.
21 damage.
So it's going to be a total of 32 damage.
32.
That piercer feet.
That's piercing.
OP.
And, right.
Clearly.
So OP. And then one second with the I don't think there was any additional damage on that. Yeah, that's it. Alright, so with the bonus action I am going to
Yeah, woof. That was dog Ezra. That was the alternate version where Ezra was a dog.
For some reason, he's a Dalmatian.
I don't even want to.
actually over here.
Polymorph.
Oh.
Yeah.
I'll throw out two more.
Now Ezra was also a wizard, but he got polymorph curse permanently.
So 2 of them are not defensive, the rest are defensive. And then I'm going to, I believe it's a performance point, I'm going to honed edge on them.
You said you were out of
Oh,
performance.
it's an
points.
it's an action, but
Yeah.
I have 1 performance point.
Okay.
So
Yeah, I thought you said you used your last one for defenses there, but yeah, honed edge is
No,
an
I-
action too.
so I had 3 total. But I'm pretty sure one of them I used last time. I'm pretty sure I used it for Zephyr Strike. And so I just marked it off as not there. Yeah, I know that's an action. Never mind. Yeah, actions.
Okay.
nervous.
I'm going to use the disengage
Really?
Okay.
bonus action.
want to die.
And I'm going to back up away from him.
You can move 20 feet.
I don't know why you fear death. You've already died.
So,
You know what happens?
That's why I'm afraid of it.
so I'm
Or
gonna.
you can move your speed
Can I
minus
move?
20.
Can I minus 20? So that's
Yeah.
going to be
Should
a
be
total of 10.
You have 40 feet movement.
Yeah.
Because of our
30.
bonus.
Oh, we have our little.
Oh, you're right. So that'd be 20 feet. So,
Yep.
and I can move through bolt, right?
Yes.
5, 10, 15, 20. I'm just going to move to right here for now.
And you took the disengage, so he cannot attack you.
Okay, that's it.
Okay.
That's all I got.
It is Thulian Crawl's turn.
Boy.
And I think what he's going to do. He is just going to. He's going to take his hand and he's just going to kind of arch it through the air, and you see these 3 kind of like dazzling amber orbs appear. And he is going to point one at Seredan, one at Eve, and one at Giant Bolt as he casts Eldritch Blast. So this is 3 attacks here. And against... Who did I say first?
Me.
Seredan, it is a crit.
Yay.
Ooh, hit. And then
Actually, I think you said me first.
against Eve, it is a 10.
I'm going to reduce the damage.
That's
One Seredon's.
that is spell damage, right?
It was
Let's
a 10 to
hit your
hit.
AC.
Yes.
Oh, a 10 to hit. I
10 to
missed. I was
hit,
going to say because
And then against Bolt, it is a 27.
Okay, I'm going to reduce damage
Yeah.
with 3 of those blades on each one.
Let's see. Is there a blade next? Oh, there is a blade next to it.
So for Seredon, that's
The
4.
one next to Eve, though. There's the one
Not next to Eve. I'm sorry. So I guess.
Well, Eve's,
No, it
Eve's
doesn't
not,
hit me.
Eve's not taking
Oh,
damage.
okay. So
Yeah.
4, and then. So I guess there's 2 blades, and then
So
1 is
this-
for Bolt.
And that makes the blade go.
Yeah.
So there's 4. It comes back to me, and then 1 for Bolt.
So Bolt would take 6 force damage,
Oh, yeah.
minus 4,
1.
3, 1 for
Minus
him.
4.
Yeah,
So,
minus 4.
no, that was on me.
Oh, the 4 was on you. Okay, because the attack on you.
So
is
5
double
total?
damage. Yes, 5
And then
total.
half
would be
three,
what, 2.
2.5 down. Yeah.
So against Seredon,
like
it
that.
is 20. 24
And no
damage.
Eldritch Blast.
Minus 4 or.
Minus 4.
Okay, so 16.
16. Okay. Yep.
He rolled pretty low against me, huh?
And then he goes, "You are all nothing compared to the power that I wield." And the Colossus gives a rumbling step to kind of drive the point home. Probably a happy accident, but Thulian will take what he can get. He's
Are
dramatic
you
like that.
related to a Lucan?
No, he's much uglier.
Hmm.
I hate to say it, as much as I hate to say it. He's much uglier.
He looks more
Well,
like
he is
Blander.
younger.
Or at least what I think Blander looks
Lucan's
like.
pretty old now.
Yes.
Oh yeah, you have to go find him.
But
He's still like
he's Sean
just like,
Connery.
ooh,
He's still.
yeah.
Top of round 3.
His teeth
Now.
are disgusting.
The Scottish don't care about. Wait, is he Scottish?
I think
I don't
so.
know. Who's...
Sean
Oh, I was
Connery
talking
is.
about
I don't know if Lucan is.
You can hear the sounds of battle on the other side of the ice wall kind of start dying down a little bit, but there's still plenty of fighting going on. Every now and then you hear the blast of a spell, and then it is Ezra's turn.
Okay. I will use half of my movement to stand up. And then my other 20, 15, 20 to get closer. And I'm going to shoot. Actually, I'm going to bonus action second wind. Give myself some healing.
Okay.
So that's going to be
10 plus
12 more heals for me. Okay. Now I'm going to shoot. Again. That's an 11. So that
That
one's going to
was-
miss. That's the right dice. That's the right dice. And then that one's cocked. A 26 to hit
That will hit.
for 25 damage.
25 damage. Good old reliable 25.
Yep.
Okay.
All right.
And he is going to use a reaction to teleport. He is going to teleport 60 feet. We'll say between you. So he's next to you, Ezra,
Okay.
and
So like right here.
within 10 feet of Seredan.
Okay.
and he's invisible. So you just see like
So
this. Yeah, you just see like this tangle of. You can kind of see like the little tangle of orange floating through the air, but you're not exactly sure where he is. But he is right in front of you.
Oh no.
And so he is imposing disadvantage on saving throws for you and for Seredan as well.
Okay.
Okay. Anything else you'd like to do?
You
You used your full movement to get there.
use my bonus action. I'm good.
All right.
I don't really have
Well,
good
did
reactions, so.
Did you use your action search?
I still have it.
So it is the
I know what you're thinking.
elemental's
Yep.
turn.
I'm right there with you.
The elemental does not recharge his ability, his big ability. The miasma thing. So instead,
The Victor's dead thing.
yes. Instead, you kind of see the elemental shift a little bit, and you see this this Ezra that has sort of a more orcish look to him take his hands and rip some lightning into existence from the air, and then he's going to fire it at Seredan.
Whoa.
So you need to make me a dexterity saving throw.
Are there any more?
With
Yes.
disadvantage.
Disadvantage.
Are there any more? I don't
yes,
think
with
daggers
disadvantage
right
on
away.
this.
There's no dagger with
Nope.
fighting thing.
I was like, oh.
Plus?
Yeah, that's not gonna help.
No.
That's a 10.
A 10 is not enough. So you are going to take
Unconscious damage.
some lightning
Seredan.
damage. Go ahead and take 64 lightning damage.
Even if I would have made my saving throw, it wouldn't have mattered.
And then as you drop to 0 hit points, it gains 10 hit points again.
I hate when it does that.
Okay, and then it jumps from you to 3 other
Oh,
targets.
he has chain lightning.
Yes.
Oh.
So let's see. We'll say one hits Ezra, one hits Bolt, and one hits Eve. That
Do
seems like
we
easy.
save?
So all of you need to make me a dexterity saving throw, or take. You know what? We'll just keep it simple, just the same damage.
22.
22 is a save, so you will take 32 lightning damage.
Owie.
25.
25, 32 lightning damage to you.
17.
17.
Crispy.
17 is enough.
Why
So you
is it
take no damage
spicy?
because that is a damaging thing, and your missing armor gives you that. Is that every time? Or is it once
Let me
per
double
day?
check.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure it's every time, but I need to make sure it's.
Missing armor.
It's actually nope. It's a strength or Constitution saving throw.
Oh,
So Dex
okay.
doesn't count.
All right.
So 36, you said?
So technically, you would have taken that other damage as well.
What other damage?
32.
The
Save.
beginning damage.
Oh.
Yeah, because that wasn't a
It was,
constitution.
yes, it was.
Oh, it was.
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm not remembering things correctly. I have the creature right here.
32 damage.
32 lightning damage. Yes. Alrighty. And then it is going to. It's alright where it is. I think it's fine. Bolt, it is your turn.
I will shift one over.
Okay.
And I'll boldly yell out to Eve. Can you help,
Yes.
Sarai?
Oh yeah, sorry. No,
I can if you can't.
you want to knock her over without?
Oh, yeah.
Well,
Okay.
Her hair.
yeah. Anytime with lightning.
She looks so cute.
Okay.
Now we can't tell where he is, right?
You can't tell where Thulian is. No.
He was right here before.
Did we see him teleport?
Yeah, you kind of saw him blink out of existence, but I don't because he teleports and becomes invisible at the same time. So I don't think that you would quite know where he is.
Well, I mean, you could cast if you cast Fairy Fire on the big guy.
Well, so I'm trying not to metagame,
Mhm.
but I could cast it and catch it in the corner and just
No.
try to guess to see if he was anywhere in that area.
What if it?
Because
Go
that's
ahead,
kinda
go
the
ahead
only
and roll
way.
me a d20, would you?
Natural 20.
Yeah, you can get enough context clues of him like shifting around a little bit.
Or maybe
you know,
like
kind of
stand
disturbs
on
the
ground
air.
he's standing in.
Mhm, yeah, where he's standing, the sand, the sand
Okay.
that's on the ground, or the.
Because I want to do that. I want to cast Fairy Fire. And it's a 20-foot cube.
Okay.
So it'll catch the big guy.
Ezra?
and
Mm-hmm.
Dallin, but no one else.
Turn
So they
the
have to make a
Dex.
Dex saving throw. 15.
Okay, so the big guy has advantage because this is a
Spell.
spell. Yeah, you've got the magic.
Oh, I also have to roll my. Because I am casting a spell.
Oh, and we'll put a little orange token. We'll put a little orange token, probably one behind Victor, not next to Victor, but
Next to
behind, right there. Yeah,
Just a little.
just a little tiny new Ezra
Oh,
right
something,
there.
something.
Yeah, that's a full elf Ezra, looking
does he smell like?
fabulous as ever.
What does it smell like?
So I succeeded on my
Smells
sleeves.
like leaves. Yeah,
Old leaves, like in
you
autumn?
succeeded on your
my spell potion. Yeah, got 17. So now it's up to 8.
So the big guy is not affected. Thulian.
Everyone cross your fingers.
What is the DC?
15.
15.
Dex.
He does not make a save. So he is wreathed in that kind of rusty red energy that surrounds him. He goes, what? And you can see that
It,
he
it
actually
creates
has...
like a outline of his invisible form.
You can see that he actually has a spear in his hands now as well.
Oh my
Is
god.
it
Break it!
And then I'm going to
Break it.
use. Then I'm going to use action surge.
Oh, I know what I'm doing next.
And I'm going to keep attacking the big guy.
Okay.
Try to keep him off balance. So the first one's a 19.
19 will hit.
And I'll take the d6 for my Giant's Might. So it's 11 plus 8, 19 damage.
19 damage. Okay.
And again. So that's 22.
22 will hit.
14 damage.
14 damage. Okay. Alrighty. Yep. And you're kind of fighting this kind of miasma as it pulled some of Seredan's essence, and it's using that as a buffer against you now. But you are chipping away at it. Eve.
Okay, you will move up to Sari and pop Quark on a superior potion of healing. So, do you want me to roll that?
Yep. I'll let you roll it because it is you administering the healing.
I was going to say our bonus doesn't give us bonus on that, just on our
Nope. Just on
short rest dice.
Two. Add these up.
7. 11. 14. 18. 19. 20.
Will this even get you?
21. 23.
Plus 8.
So, yeah, 31.
31. Okay.
Yeah, when they get knocked unconscious, they don't go down. So. On the ground.
He walks up with like the adrenaline shot. Just
Who's shake?
Yeah, pretty much, right? Welcome back to the fight. Okay, so that was an action. Is there anything that you'd like to do with your bonus action?
No, but I do want to make
Administering a potion to somebody else is an action. It's not, yeah.
I just want to make sure I'm close enough to both Bolt and Sari.
Yes,
So
you are within 10 feet.
if you
But I want
Oh,
to be
for your
within
aura?
5 feet because I have the
Oh,
interception fighting
so that
style.
will put you adjacent to him too.
That's okay.
So you're still prone,
Eve,
though.
Eve moves in,
Oh, yeah,
grabs one of the larger potions out, pops the cork on it, and just kind of like pinches Seredan's cheeks and just starts pouring it down. Yep.
I wish it was a chocolate covered whatever.
Luna berry.
Helps go down.
Sarah just wakes up. She's like, "Did you give me mouth to mouth?"
Yes.
She's
That was
jumps
the,
to her feet because isn't it my turn next?
why is
It
it
is
so
actually-
Is it like
Sorry.
squints on Sandlot? Because that like dorky look on his face.
with Bonnie or Peppercorn or whatever.
Yes. Wendy.
Wendy
Wendy Peppercorn.
All right, and she's going to just be like,
Oh,
look over and
lotioning
see
away.
like the semi-invisible
Oiling and lotioning.
Thulian.
Mhm.
Now, well, this is probably metagaming, I suppose, so I'm just gonna risk it. Does he have reach? Because if so, that wouldn't give him an opportunity attack. But I want to step up so I can attack Thulian.
Okay, yeah, he does not have reach,
Oh,
so
he
he
doesn't?
will take an opportunity attack
Okay,
against
maybe
you.
that was a bad idea. Oh, all right.
Well,
She
it's-
jumps up and
it's
then
over,
goes right
yeah.
back down.
So here's the attack.
Cut in half.
It is an 18 to hit.
Miss.
Yep.
It's like, Nezra, stop killing me. And
It gets a disadvantage, by the way, too, because it's an attack.
That's right.
I don't know if that mattered.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
is going to
Thank you for the reminder.
try to take out freaking Thulian bastard crawl. Okay, that's a
That's
32
actually
to
no
hit.
TB crawl.
30 will hit, or 32
TBC.
will hit, yeah.
To be continued.
I think it's TBK.
Yeah, we'll say C.
Or-
Oops.
That's how it was in the first one. It's TBC. To be continued.
12 damage.
12 damage.
Thulian. This time no trap. It's not going to work. Oh, God, it's a good thing I have Elven Accuracy, because that was critical fail, and
Now,
25.
Fairy Fire
Gives
gives
advantage.
you advantage, but he's still invisible. So it's only...
Mm-mm.
Oh, because it can't benefit from being
Right.
invisible. Okay, perfect. Yeah, sorry.
Yeah. Correct.
Yep.
That's like a 27 to hit.
27 will hit.
For... Come on.
That does make that spell a little weird.
18.
Because it's like, you either metagame or you don't. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah, typically, like, as
Not
far
allowed
as...
to. But I guess it's for, like, so they can't go invisible.
and then you want to do your third
Yeah,
attack as well?
Third attack.
It's like you come into the room and drop it on everybody before they spread them.
Yeah, technically, like if I were a harsher DM, I would have removed him from the board and just remembered where he was, right? But
It's a 31.
31.
Well, I rolled a nat 20 on my seeing
Investigation
invisibility
Yeah.
check.
Yeah, again, you can see the displacement in the air. You can Preston said, you can see that kind of
Kicked up some
shifting.
dust.
Yep.
13.
I watched as it came into range of
Okay.
Ezra. I watched Ezra go.
I started slowing down. I was like,
Yeah.
Hi, magic.
He is still up.
Okay. That's my turn.
Victor.
All right. Well, I'm going to move. So 5, 10, 15.
He's used his...
20.
Does he... When he steps in front of Candlestick Maker?
Does he step within?
Right next to
yeah,
within
right
5
next
feet.
Yes,
Yeah.
that will be an attack.
pew! He's gonna stab you with a lit candle.
Hold
Ooh,
on.
right in the eye.
Is
Right in the
this...
Could be ouch.
I don't think it's active, so I don't think it'll work.
He's gonna
Colby.
seductively
I know
drip
that was very
hot
hard for
wax
you
on
to
you.
Because he's probably going to go down now.
Yeah, it has to be effective. I was gonna say my boot's a thing, but I don't have them active right now.
So that is a
So negate reactions.
24 to hit.
Oh, of course.
Just hits.
Just
I like
Just
it
hit.
a lot.
Of course. We're getting.
so take
I'm nervous.
13 piercing damage
13 hot wax
Plus...
and 26 necrotic.
Oh, just 26,
Yeah.
you say?
So 39 total.
damage. He wants you to join him for an eternal slumber.
Candlestick Maker's on.
And
He blows out.
Yeah.
the candles.
so Victor's unconscious. I was
Do
gonna
you
meta
have
game.
Do you have any can't you evasion or
It has to be a
uncanny
dex
dodge?
save.
Oh, it has to be.
Oh, no, you can...
No,
you
it's an
can
attack
use-
you see.
Well, you can use Uncanny Dodge to have
Yeah.
damage
An attack
Right,
that
can
you
I-
see.
and I
as a
can-
reaction.
Don't know if that would help in this
And
case.
can I see it?
Yeah,
Um,
you can see everything now, Victor.
I know, right? Woo.
Yeah, it was... The
Clearly not.
total
You can see it,
damage
right.
was... How much?
14 plus.
So it was
13 plus-
13 plus 26, so 39.
39? You had 20-something.
I
You had
26.
26 hit points.
So that would have been 16.
Okay. So I
So you have 10 left.
have 10 left.
Well, you had 27, you took 16 damage.
Oh,
So you have 11.
Oh, 11.
Drink a potion.
Eleven.
You have them for a reason.
Yeah,
Yeah,
for
yeah.
when you have
Yep,
one
make
hit
sure-
point left.
Make sure you look at your character sheets. Everyone.
Potions are
Items
best
that you're missing or
collected
anything.
for the final boss fight, and then you don't even use them.
Yep.
That's what you do with potions.
This is a boss fight.
The final boss fight.
The boss of...
I mean,
The
this
boss
may
of
be
the
the
boss.
final boss fight.
Thulian's
for
boss.
us.
That we ever see,
Yeah.
yeah.
Alright, and then that doesn't take an action or anything. So I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna use my action because I can see him Thulian.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna go ahead and throw one of my blades at him. This one is probably missed.
Oh, and then just to let you know, you do have disadvantage on saving throws until the start of the Nesra's next turn.
Okay.
So what was the hit on that?
It is a
Hey,
24 hit.
so
24.
is that where you
Okay.
stop, or are you going to keep moving so you're not next to this guy?
I'm gonna keep moving.
Okay, yeah.
So how much more did you have? You were
I'll
here?
You had like 40.
No, that's 20.
20, so you have 21.
Yeah, you got to get at least 5 feet away from him, obviously.
Or you'll have disadvantage.
Or
And
have
you'll be slowed.
disadvantage.
Alright, then I would have moved just right here.
Okay.
If that's...
You just like jump right into the candlestick maker one, and you come out like just kind of like, I can't believe that worked. And then you
Right,
toss
he's
your
gone.
dagger. It does hit Thulian.
So the attack here, we're gonna get our sneak attack plus the attack on it. So that is what's the
31.
First
31.
one, I'm gonna re-roll one of these. The 2. So that's 6.
So instead of 29, it's 34.
Wait,
not
I rolled
35.
a D4. Not it needs to be a D4 on that.
So it's 29 plus.
That's just a 1. So it's 8.
Goes
Of
down.
course. So
So
that's
is the
gonna
total
be.
damage?
Pierce defeated so good.
Seriously, Bruce be OP.
I mean,
33.
Okay.
Depending on the build. It can.
And
it was a
on
half
your
feet.
dice
it,
that
it
you
got his
roll.
dex too.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
It slams into his knee. He kind of collapses to the ground a little bit, and he has to like pick himself up slowly with the spear.
Okay.
Nice shot, Vicky.
Thank you.
Finish him.
Now. It has to be my bonus action. So I use my bonus action, but I'm not going to use a performance point to swap places with my blade.
Okay, perfect.
Yes. And be behind him and say, "Surprise, mother trucker!"
What's a trucker? Okay. And then it is his turn. Uh-oh.
catches you out of midair by your throat.
As long as you get the last hit.
Yes, you are all of you weak. And he's going to spin around and he's going to thrust his spear forward at Seredan. Does not get advantage on these 2 attacks. So the first one is a 16 to hit.
Yes.
The second one is lower. And then his eyes lock onto yours and he says, "Wither away," as he casts Blight on you. Blight. So you need to make me a Constitution saving throw at disadvantage because you are within 10 feet of him.
Plus 5.
Yes.
Plus 5.
Plus bless. Ooh, that's not bad. Not bad. 22.
22 is enough, so you will only take half damage.
Still probably gonna put me out.
I will try. $33.
Halved?
Right. Halved.
Oh, good.
So that's 16.
Yes.
Okay. That's necrotic, you said?
Yep.
Okay. I was
Dance
gonna try
on
and
the edge.
absorb elements.
Oh wait,
Your
My aura.
your aura.
Yeah.
Quarter damage.
So it's 8 damage, right?
So Zora's reduce
It gives you resistance to
spell
spells.
damage.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Very nice.
Within
Yeah.
10.
I didn't even know that.
EVIP, MVP, I meant.
EVIP. I like it.
EVIP.
Even.
So it is the top of round 4. And there's a moment of silence from the other side of the wall, and then you hear thoom as a thing of magic hits the ice wall, and it starts trying to crack it. So
That was her body.
and then another one,
Cinematic.
and then it is Ezra's turn.
Oh god.
Come on.
Okay, I'm going to use a bonus action and swap over to my katana and start hacking at
Okay.
Thulian. Oh gosh.
You have advantage,
That's right.
Yes.
and you have elven accuracy.
With rapier? That works that way too?
Yes.
Okay, I thought, for some reason I thought it was...
You have advantage. You
Yeah.
have advantage.
Sweet. Okay, that is 23 to hit
23 will hit.
for 13 damage.
How would you like to kill him?
Yes.
I just want to behead him.
Yeah. So he's staring at Seredan and he goes, "Wither away." And you start like feeling like it start to drain. You kind of like that chronomancy start to age you a little bit. Your hair starts growing out a little bit more. So it's looking better. And
It's almost balanced.
he helped you in the end.
Thanks, Dylan.
And then all of a sudden, his eyes just kind of go blank for a moment, as if he's seeing it before it happens, and then his head just is lopped off, and his body falls to the ground, and Ezra is standing there, fury on his face, katana in hand.
You
And-
did it!
Sarah says, I ought to wither away more often. If that's the result.
If looks could kill.
Okay.
Go,
Still your
Ezra,
turn.
go.
Okay, I'll move. Step over his body.
Yep.
Okay. Oh, actually, you know what?
I was going to say,
I'm not going to do that because I forgot about this.
stay where you are.
I'm going to stay there. I can't use my bonus action, and I will not do anything.
Okay.
For the rest of this turn.
Just start hacking it through his body. Do you want to take a potion?
Can you throw your
Oh no! Wait,
katana?
sorry.
No, I already used my bonus
because you
action.
used your bonus.
You used
Sorry,
my-
I forgot it. So yeah, you could throw your.
Throw your katana, improvise attack.
It's disrespectful.
Yeah.
To the katana, man.
I mean,
I'll probably break.
if you bonded with it, you wouldn't have that problem of hitting the ground.
Well, maybe you should teach me.
Okay. Then it is Ezra's turn. He is once again going to try and recharge his
Ezra, fight it.
ability.
Fulian's dead. Snap out of it.
He does not recharge his ability. Well, he is. He's doing everything he can to help you guys.
He's too far.
So he's just going to make 2 attacks on Bolt here, because he's out of other really cool stuff to do. 26 to hit on the first one.
That hits.
Okay. So you're going to take 13 piercing damage.
Reaction. Interception.
To reduce it by
But reduce it by
1d10.
D10 plus your proficiency.
So it's a total of 25, 12 of it's necrotic.
Each plus 4.
Reduced by 12.
Reduced by 12. So 13. Okay. And then you have disadvantage on saving throws. And that's going to throw one out. We'll say it's going to throw one between Victor and the creature. Between Victor and Ezra, right there, yeah. And then his second attack is going to be the same to hit. So that is going to be 19 and 15.
34.
34 total damage. 15 of it necrotic. And then that one is going to throw one out
No,
behind you.
question, because my
2 squares back from me.
You're
Right there.
bumped between 2 right now. Was it next to me?
It's not next to you. No, it's
Okay.
It's on the other
just
side.
clarifying.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah.
And you were technically there, so
Okay.
would it have
And
landed there, or do you want it landed somewhere else?
That's what I was
That's
asking.
fine. Right there is fine. So it is next to you. Like this Ezra from the 8 Rings is next to you. He's got a couple. He's actually using arrows still, but they're like floating around him, ready to fire. But he doesn't
Ezra, your
react quite yet. Bolt, it is your turn.
Nah.
I'm going to use an action and take a. Superior healing potion.
Okay.
So I'm going to use it for the full amount.
And then anything you want to do with your bonus or your movement.
No.
Okay.
Is he looking? Can I tell if he's looking fairly injured? Still going strong?
I mean, he looks like he's taken a lot of damage. He also does still have like that miasma of Seredan magic around him.
Okay.
Looks good on you. I want it back.
One of the Seredan faces just comes by and just screams right in your face. So, Eve, it's your turn.
Okay. Let's crack out the old snake holes.
Even you can't help it.
I know! Who came up with that stupid name? It's genius.
Sorry.
Dallin.
It's Tempered Mercy.
Tempered Mercy. Okay.
Tempered snake.
Tempered Snake Holes.
First one is 18 to hit.
18 will hit.
For
25 damage.
I wish. That sounds awesome. 7, 8, 9 plus 5, so 14.
14. That's including the extra holy damage, right? Just to make sure.
Yes.
Okay.
Second attack.
And you've been adding your fire damage, right?
I am going to use inspiration to reroll that. That's much better. 16.
16 will hit.
Oh.
Nice.
It's a big beefcake.
So beefy.
Big bag of hit points.
Well, that's embarrassing. I don't even want to tell you what it was.
Okay, we can just skip
No.
that.
That was 9 damage.
9 damage. Okay. You've chipped away at most of the Seredan. There's just that one single face left.
Come back! I'm waiting for it to come back.
And she's laughing at you.
I'm like Thor when he's talking to
Yes.
Sorcerer.
Yep.
Like, oh wait, hold on. I felt like we were really bonding there.
Seredan, it is your turn.
Yeah, as soon as that face comes back around, she's gonna take a swing.
Okay.
29 to hit.
29 will hit.
For
Do you have reach?
Are you kidding me?
Hey, Colby,
31.
do you have reach?
No.
You gotta move.
Oh yeah, sorry, I move up.
Okay.
I apologize. So for all of that's embarrassing. I don't even want to tell you. 9 damage.
9 damage.
Yeah, that was.
Okay. Yeah, you definitely cut through that last head. It screams, "She'll never love you."
Emotional damage.
I get an epic dice for that.
I get an epic die for that. I made everybody at the table laugh.
I agree. That's
All
a
right.
Cory epic dice.
Takes another crit.
Yay! The first,
All right.
first one.
I did
First
get one last
today.
time, but yes. Okay, 3rd level smite coming up.
Yay!
Um,
yay!
It's me,
Here we
Dave.
go. Here we
You've
go,
been
here we go.
saving your 3rd level spell slot just for this.
And then
Yeah.
Thulian Crawl 2 comes out.
No.
Okay.
2 Thulian, 2 Crawl.
So somebody keep track of this for me, please.
Thulian 3.
It's gonna be
Aneria Drift.
16. I get to do because I do a little AOE
Mhm.
fire. Okay, so 16 plus 10
26.
plus 8.
The AoE fire won't be max. That's just an extra d6 on top of.
It's like my arcane shots.
Okay, so minus 6 from whatever that
20.
number was.
So 28.
20.
No, 20. 16 plus 10.
16 plus 10 is
It's
26.
20.
Plus 8.
Math.
But didn't
Okay.
you say
28.
Okay, never mind. Don't write anything down. 16.
16?
21.
You want me to
29.
calculator? Because
Nope,
that's
I
what I
got
would
it.
need.
29 plus 6, so
Stop making
35
complicated builds. What the hell?
plus this.
Yeah,
You
it's
only
not
have
like
yourself to
that's
blame.
monetizationable or anything
Yeah.
like that.
So 45.
Maybe you need a cheat sheet for all your build.
Here's
It's $1.99 if you join your channel.
Oh wait, sorry.
your turn.
I said it was 35, right? Because I was a 3rd
You
level
told us not to
smite.
write
Tell me not
anything
to write
down.
No, so it's
Yes.
another 16. So that's 51 plus this.
Mhm.
So 61, 65, 69, 70. 70 damage.
70 total.
Yes.
Yeah, so you just start like
Oh,
rolling
wait.
your blade inside of it.
Sorry. It was a 3rd level, so 4 more.
Four
So
more damage.
74.
So you just start whirling your blade inside of it, and you are hacking away at a lot of this kind of like roiling tempest that
Mhm.
this creature is made up of. And you can see Ezra the wizard, floating in there, kind of clutching his chest, almost like fetal position, just kind of floating inside of it. So,
Okay.
yeah, but you're dispersing a lot of this.
Nezra resisted. And I have my bonus action attack now.
Okay.
As if 70 whatever damage wasn't enough.
Ooh.
Yeah.
17.
17 will hit.
Okay. 4. 13 more damage.
Yeah, so you take a mighty swing and you just dissipate the last of this.
Nice.
And Nezra's body falls to the ground.
I'll catch it.
You want to catch
I'm big,
it?
yeah.
Okay, yeah. Yeah, go ahead and roll me an athletics check just to try and grab it before it hits the
You're
ground.
like the Iron Giant now.
Oh, I should have used mine.
And if we're close, if
That's
this
an
is the
18.
end of combat order, I'm going to move towards the door.
Yeah,
You
so
still killed it.
18
For
Yeah.
athletics.
Yep, you're able to catch
Don't
it.
waste that. It's something you already killed.
That's true. Good point.
So you catch Ezra in your hands, and you see like he kind of like uncurls from that position. You
I
can
put
see
him in
shards
the
sticking
Bjorn.
in his chest, which is larger now. Yeah.
yes.
So Victor, you start heading over.
I'm going to use an action as I'm walking towards the door to drink one of the potions of healing as an action. I'm just going to throw it on the ground and walk up to the scythe.
Okay.
To pull it out.
As you pull out the scythe, you feel a friendly warmth wash through you from the weapon itself.
Okay.
So you pull it out, the ice wall cracks and shatters, and you see 5 of the 8, and they're all
Are dead.
kind of like
good.
half bloodied and standing there, like trying to pound on the door, and they just like stop when they see you, and they look like they're getting ready. And you do see Dratia slumped against one wall, her eyes are closed.
Do I
She's
have?
bloodied.
Am I able to take an act? So I took an action to walk over there and pick that up.
Yep.
Would I be able to take another action? I want to throw a dagger to her, and teleport to her, and then call all my daggers back to me with my bonus action,
Ooh, I like
and
it.
just cut through all of them.
Yeah. We'll go ahead. We're kind of out of combat, so yeah. So they kind of like reach their hands forward to throw magic at you, and you just suddenly like you toss. In fact, you toss Cole. Yeah, and they all kind of like duck underneath, and it slams into the wall, and then you just teleport right to Cole, and then you just drag all of your daggers back to you, and they just pierce these guys, and all 5 of them slump to the ground.
Nice. Very Kelsier of you.
Okay.
Is she unconscious, dead?
Go ahead and give me a
I'm
medicine
gonna
check.
See if she's savable. That's a 2.
Sari will run over there, and try using lay on hands.
Okay.
To see if I can bring her back.
Someone
Yep.
save her.
Yeah, so Seredan comes around the corner, taps a finger up against your Tia. Are you spending just like 1 hit point, or are you spending...
Yeah, I'm
Okay.
I'm efficient in my use.
Stingy.
Efficient.
It does not. It does like it kind of glows a little bit and then just kind of like fizzles and fades. She's definitely pale.
No.
Are you gonna spend more on her, or are you just?
No,
Yeah.
I mean that. Well,
That's
she's
an
dead.
indication that
Okay.
yeah.
Unless you have like,
okay, fine.
No.
Sari will reach in and pull out the scroll of revivify
Oh.
and open it up and be like, "Vicky, you're welcome." And she'll like cast the revivify spell.
this is why you're not the
Dave, never mind.
You're welcome. Jeez.
Yeah. So you go ahead. I think that is within your. Is it within your spell slots at this point? You might have to make a check for it, if I remember correctly.
Is it a paladin spell?
I mean, it's up to you. Like, it's your table. Supposedly, if you have a spell scroll, like, you can cast the spell if you have a spell casting ability and you have the spell.
Let's see.
But-
Single spell, written in mystical cipher. The spell is on your class spell list. You can read the scroll and cast it without providing any material components. Otherwise, the scroll is unintelligible. So is Revivify a
In the
paladin
paladin.
spell?
Yeah. And in fact, not only that, but as a divine soul sorcerer,
Oh, you do.
I get cleric spells
Okay.
too.
All right.
So
So let's see. If the spell is on your class list, but of a higher level than you can normally cast, you must make an ability check to use your.
I have 3rd level spell slots.
Okay, perfect. Yeah, so you start reading off on this spell. Wind starts picking up around you because you picked this up from Hasmonday and the Temple of the Eternal Gale. And you just see it pick Dratia up. And then this kind of like single trail of wind goes into her mouth, and she just starts like coughing and hacking. Now, does it bring her? It just brings her back to 1 hit point,
Did you
right?
give me mouth
She has
to
one.
mouth?
I can't remember if it was flavor or not, but I know in the past we'd add like exhaustion levels.
Revivify, as long as they've been dead for less than a minute, they come back. I think it's with 1 hit point, but no, I can't remember.
If that creature returns to life with 1 hit point. Yep.
Okay.
Blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
She like collapses to the ground once the spell ends. Seredan kind of falls backwards as well because this was something you've never done before. It definitely does take a lot out of you. And
I'd try and catch Dratia.
I'm
Give me
leaning
a
down,
flex.
looking in the hallway. Does anyone need a healing potion?
Wait, I have the snake holes
Oh,
that everyone
Get
can.
some hookah.
Some hookah.
This is a dex check, you said? 21.
yeah.
As the scroll
If you
sort
don't
of
know how to
like
use the spell.
vanishes, like dissipates and turns to like smoke or whatever, she's just like, I was saving that for Evie. But not loud enough so anyone else can
yeah.
hear.
Roll perception checks.
That's a what? Perceptions here. That's only a 9. I'm
Trichy
more-
doesn't say anything about it. And she goes, "Did you win?"
Thanks to you and the strength of my friends.
I thought that would be the case. And she looks up and she grabs Cole and she says, "Sorry, buddy. We'll be together a little longer." And you actually like see the staff or the shaft of the scythe vibrate a little bit. Like, yeah, okay, that's fine. And she uses it to pick herself up and she goes, I used my last healing potion in that fight. In fact, I used all of the healing potions I brought with me in that fight.
Is it safe out there? Can we come out?
So I'll give her like.
You wanted to use your tempered mercy,
Yeah, I want
right?
to use Tempered
Yeah.
Mercy.
Come with us. Gather around.
How does Nezra look?
I'll give her an arm.
He is. Let's see. Let's go ahead and take a look here. He is unconscious, but he is stable. The only thing that is interesting is that his robes have been kind of torn away, and those crystal shards have like solidified into like a little core onto his chest.
I'll push or pour a
Well, the snake bolt should
regular.
again, like we're all.
Does it do
Yeah,
healing?
and I
Yeah,
lay on
healing.
hands.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Before anybody like starts spending their resources, like you do get it. What is it? 10 rounds of
Yes.
healing.
Oops. Ah! Stop. Delete.
X.
Thanks.
Yeah,
Didn't do it.
In our latest episode, we added a Wilhelm scream at Preston's request,
Oh,
and there was a moment where Scott was like, "We should use one of Torrey's screams instead.
yeah.
Do our own Wilhelm scream."
The one where the dog scared you?
32 hills for
32.
everyone.
That gathers around.
Yep.
Nice.
So you just start like you kind of kneel down and you take the tempered mercy and you just like hold it out in front of you, and these green like misty snakes start coming out of the holes of the flail. That's what happens.
I thought you were just going to hold it up and pour a healing potion, and that comes out each into everyone's mouth.
Drink up my
I
cookies.
have a magic item that I made up that is basically a healing potion nebulizer. And it just kind of like starts. It's just like this nice little like soft lazy river of snakes, and they don't all just kind of flow through you and heal you all.
I'm going to rifle through Thulian's corpse for any illicit, illegal magics.
Okay, go ahead and roll me.
The way that sounded like you're going to like cut him open and be like, is there anything in here?
Yep. That's what I'm doing.
Then you're
for
going to
his
mail
evil
each one of
spellbook.
his body pieces to someone, to an enemy, to one of his friends.
Oh boy.
Not the mafia.
Something
Put
tells
it
me
out there.
he didn't have any friends.
be.
He killed all of his friends. Go ahead and roll me 2 D100s, please, and tell me the result. We'll do the first one first, just so I don't have to like.
No, you're going to mail his head to a venti. Say, we're coming for you.
He's gonna be like, who the hell's head is this?
Whatever.
79.
Okay, 79. So you do pick up his spear, which turns back into kind of a staff. It looked like he magically enchanted it. Cool. So, and Bolt, you can identify it while you're sitting here. This is a staff of charming.
You'll need it now that you lost your beautiful hair.
And then roll me again, please.
All right. 92.
92. This other one is a little interesting because you kind of pull out what looks like it's a rod at first, almost just like a metal rod. But as you
I made eye contact with you at the wrong second.
I was looking at you because I was thinking
still
the
have
rod
the
of,
rod. I knew
the
I
rod
should
of
have.
lordly might.
Yeah, well, I
was like,
I knew I should have
oh
looked
boy.
down here. My mind was in the gutter. I'm sorry.
What are
Wait,
you doing over there,
Your
Ezra?
mind leaves the gutter? Is it possible to learn this power?
Not from a heathen.
I mean, you gotta have kids. That's usually what does it.
Not
Because
from
then
a
you have to
Jedi.
filter yourself.
Sorry, trying to find it. It was
Sorry,
not where
kids.
they said it was. And then it kind of flashes a little bit, and the head of this rod kind of forms and becomes a large. It looks like a large uncarved piece of ald steel.
Ooh.
And Bolt, you take it, you examine it. You give it your cursory sniff, and it smells like bubble gum.
Take 10 minutes.
Not that you know what bubblegum smells like, but this is
Someone's made bubblegum.
This is actually a fully formed ald weapon. It is called a Star Metal Striker. It is a light hammer, and it says this light hammer was forged using the remains of ald. In our case, you gain a +2 bonus to attack and damage rolls made with this magic weapon, and when you hit with an attack using it, the target takes an extra 1d4 cold damage. The hammer leaves behind a crackling mist when thrown and immediately flies back to your hand after making ranged attacks with it.
So it's an ice version of Thor's hammer.
Interesting.
You probably stole that from
So
the
who would
baker.
like to need and who would like to greet these items? Roll off on it. They are soulbound. That's it.
I don't need
That's a nerd joke.
Anybody
Need agreed.
Anybody need a staff or hammer?
What does this staff do?
I don't know. What does this
Charming.
Oh, I guess I can.
I can just look it up.
Yep.
if you want.
That one is not
Makes
from the Griffin Saddleback. so
People
that's-
like you.
I'm afraid that I'm not very good with bludgeoning big weapons.
While holding this
either.
staff, you can use an action to expend one of its 10 charges to cast Charm Person, Command, or Comprehend languages from it using your spell save DC.
Does it require attunement?
Yep, by Bard, Cleric, Druid, Sorcerer, Warlock, or Wizard. It can also be used as a magic quarterstaff. Let's see, if you're holding it and you fail a saving throw against an enchantment spell that targets only you, you can then turn your failed save into a successful one.
They have
And then
to be
that's
attuned
once
for
once
those.
per day. Yeah.
Wait, it's attunable by.
Sorcerer, Bard,
Bard,
Cleric.
Cleric, Druid, Sorcerer, Warlock, Wizard.
So I'm the only one here that can attune to it.
Talk to you.
Well, I could too.
Oh, then you have warlock.
But I
levels
don't
now, that's
have
right.
any.
I don't
I don't
want
have
it. Yeah, I mean,
attunement
I'm out of
slots
attunement
for it,
slots.
so
But we can take it into
We could
a
sell
big
it.
town and see.
Yeah.
see what's up.
It's a wizard staff. Like, what are you gonna
So if you want, I'll put it in the bag and hold on to it till the next town.
Well, I thought his final sight would be me, but in fact it was you.
But-
Well, maybe me in the future.
Right.
His recognition.
And Sari actually will be like, we locked eyes right before you killed him, and I'm pretty sure that he saw it coming. He saw that swing coming from
There was
you
the
right
eye
before it
reflection.
Good.
No, you just magic.
Yeah, I know.
Well struck.
It feels incredible.
Yes,
to have
it
this
does.
Weight lifted.
was coming to support you, but you guys, you got him. It was fine.
No, Nezra was away. Because of the.
No, he's still unconscious.
Because
Oh.
of the.
Yeah, healing
He's
didn't bring him back to consciousness.
Probably need to take him to Lady Crystal.
What happens if you touch him?
I'll go touch him.
You connect minds, like you experience all of the pain and anguish that he was experiencing inside that roiling mass. In fact, go ahead and give me an intelligence saving throw. See if you can withstand it.
And you die.
+5, you're within
27.
27. Yeah, you're able to kind of withstand it, but you have to like kind of pull away. It seems like whatever it is still ongoing as well. He's not fully. It's not that he's going to turn into this hideous monster again. It's more that it's just not done yet.
His mind is still reined in. It'll be some time before he snaps out of it.
Were there any other entrances or exits out of this room?
Yeah,
There's
behind
that big
the altar
staircase.
there was a big staircase. And Dratini does go, does anybody notice that the Colossus is still moving?
where's the controls on this thing?
I'll close
We're
my-
still in the same room weren't we?
From the
The
clock.
audience
From
with
the
the
clock.
with the
Mhm.
the pulsing.
Yep.
Should we finish what we started with these crystals, or should we go up the stairs and see if there's some sort of lever?
I mean, there's no.
There's probably like a rat up there named Torrey.
Remember, we have the guy downstairs.
discovered me.
Except for because it's Colossus, he's a what? A dire rat?
Yes,
He's
he's a
huge.
dire rat.
We
Yep.
have the guy
Rats.
downstairs.
Two rats.
A were-
someone
a
to
were-rat.
free, so
Two
destroying
rats
this
in a trench
place,
coat.
we kind of want.
Well,
Two
there is
rats
still the
drifting
water room as well. I'd love to perhaps just finish off whatever remnants of the infinite sight might be here.
I'd like to take a short rest either way.
I would like to take a long rest, but a short rest will do.
I need to catch my breath.
Well,
got
we
nothing
would have
left.
had to take a short rest because I was identifying this 10
Yes.
minutes.
Yep. So that was 10 minutes at least. So
And you
Okay.
get full health from your
That's right.
dice spending.
die. Yep.
Hey, that didn't work.
How does it feel, Ezra?
Weird. Feels.
Did vengeance bring you closure?
I don't know yet. Kind of. Good to put an end to something, but it still feels open-ended.
One more thing that you can take from Thulian's body is his medallion of the infinite sight.
I should
If
have
you
used
would like to.
favored by the gods. Those saving throws. Well,
So if someone wants to maybe scout a little bit up the
right. Let's see what's
we
upstairs.
could start working on the veins, I guess, magic veins, whatever I call them, the ones that are pulsing.
Yeah. So who's doing what?
I'm gonna check for
I'll
traps
help with
on the
the-
way.
We'll make sure that Dratia and anyone that doesn't have a gas mask is
Yeah.
up higher.
You have yours on.
Mhm.
So we us two.
Yeah, you guys
I'll,
go up,
I'll give Dratia and whoever else my broom to.
and I'll just
Keep
start
my
Eldritch
asthma.
blasting as soon as they're like,
Same.
Okay.
Because
Oh.
I have it now.
ooh. I'll be like,
Yeah, again,
we need
like-
to talk.
Streaks of dark magic coming out. So sorry, it was Victor, Dratia,
And
You wanna
Ezra.
go with?
Ezra.
I'm going with it.
Okay. By the way,
And
you
Ezra.
can identify that amulet as well. It's just a clockwork amulet, which is just it's a common wondrous item. Basically, when you make an attack roll while wearing the amulet, you can forgo rolling the d20 and get a 10 on the die once per day.
So when we're moving.
Can I, Ezra, before you go, hand me your gas mask because you won't need it if you're going upstairs. So I'm going to put it on Ezra. He's in that baby Bjorn.
Yeah, he's fully like.
Till I shrink down and then. And
You
then
start like filling it up with healing potions like it's a back to tank.
we'll put the thing on him, put him in the center of the room.
Alrighty. So you three head upstairs while the rest of the group, starts blasting away. Whenever.
Firebolt.
Yeah, firebolt. Firebolt. So the three of you head up this spiraling staircase.
Investigation would be 17.
Don't see any traps along the way.
Okay.
Don't run into any traps along the way.
And just while we're walking, because if it's just the three of us or whatever, I just want to be like, listen, Ezra, I didn't get the chance to tell you this earlier, but I know that it might be confusing with all the things and feeling displaced, not sure where things are, but you know you always have a family with us. I consider you my brother, and normally they would offer a blade that they had forged themselves. I just wanted you to know you always have a place in the 8 rings if you ever want. And I'm going to pull off one of the dagger off the patches
Mhm.
or whatever,
Okay.
and say, it might not come to anything, but I just want you to know that you have a place always.
Thank you. I'll take it.
So as you pull off the dagger and it starts forming, can you remind everybody what Shadow Song looks like?
Shadow Song is basically, it's like a long slender blade, but it's got these grooves kind of cut into the blade itself, so that when it flies through the air, it kind of makes
For whistling.
a mournful kind of cry.
Is it like a specific color or?
This one's like kind of an earthen tone, kind of your more kind of the darkened steel with kind of a bronzy half.
Okay. So you pull off this dagger patch, and as you're like speaking the words, it starts morphing and it changes into sort of the reverse of that. It looks like Shadowsong, a little bit lesser quality. Obviously, it's not your father's work, but it is a bright steel, and it has like a good we'll say like a green palm to it, like a green wood palm.
Are the etchings like reverse when he throws it? It goes.
Yeah.
Oh, instead of.
Yeah, it makes the reverse sound of the whistling.
So again, you don't. This is no. You don't have to join 8 Rings or anything. I just want you to know clearly that you have a place.
Thank you. I will honor this gift.
I don't have Eldritch Blast.
You don't have Eldritch
I
Blast.
don't have Warlock level, so.
Well,
So when Eve's doing it, she's like, "Hey," and she's just like hacking at stuff with her.
You don't have any
I have
sorcerer
Toll the
spells?
Dead,
Toll the
but
Dead.
that's like a saving throw base.
Yeah.
So it's not like
Yeah,
a
that
attack.
wouldn't really be affected here. Yeah.
So she's just like hacking at the crystals with her weapon.
So the three of you get up to the top, and you enter into this room, and you can see that you're at the top of the pyramid, mostly because the top of the pyramid has kind of peeled away and is floating above your heads. And you can see that there is a ceiling above it, but you're in sort of like an observation area. You can see that you're getting closer to the north side of Terabon. You're not quite there yet. It hasn't been that long. So you're still probably deep in the heart of the Emerald Wilds at this point. And you do see a small pedestal, and inside that pedestal is this roiling mass of golden and amber energy. And it looks like it's it's got these sort of like hexagonal discs that are surrounding it, and they look like they're almost absorbing the energy off of this golden thing, sort of like a Dyson sphere or Dyson swarm around a small little sun. For those of you who know what a Dyson swarm is, it's basically just a bunch of solar panels.
Vacuum?
It's a bunch of solar, it's a bunch of solar panels around a
Swarm
sun in
of
order to
vacuums.
get solar energy and send it back to a sufficiently advanced civilization.
What should we do? Do you think we can break this, or
Is everyone else is waiting for? Or are they coming with us?
No, the rest of you guys.
Just
I
down
mean,
smashing
it's going to
crystals.
take. It's going to take a long time to smash the crystal.
Are we noticing any
I
kind
don't
of
know.
like
Let's try it.
reduction in the
I'll
amount?
take my
Yeah, you
power.
can. You're seeing a reduction in the amount of power. You're seeing it slow, like a little bit. The thumping gets just like the tiniest fraction slower. It's not like it's really doing more than just slowing this thing down.
I'll take my katana because I care less if that breaks and hack at it and see what happens.
Okay. So you kind of take your katana and you bring it through the swarm, and it cracks one of the tiles, which shatters, and then like this arc of golden energy goes out and grabs the tile, and it just like reverses and solidifies again.
Do we have to do a lot of damage at all the same time?
I don't know.
Does it seem anything similar to that giant clock thing that we fought, the clockwork?
No, it doesn't actually seem similar to that. It seems
As far as like the magic
yeah.
at play?
Give me an Arcana check.
Uncharacteristically,
I know exactly how this works.
that is a 20 dirty.
Yeah, it kind of does seem a little familiar, almost like the wizard Ezra had a hand in this.
So this seems like it might have some kind of mechanism or some kind of artifice to it. Do you see? Let's search the room, see if there's anything else that might give us a clue.
Ratia starts walking towards the stairs, and she goes, "I'll go get Bolt."
Good plan.
We don't need gold. We have this.
It looks magic.
Okay, so let's get some investigation checks as you guys start searching the room. Dratia does come down, and she says, "There's a lot of magic up there. Maybe you three should join us."
It doesn't seem like we're doing much
This
good.
is gonna take hours. Yeah,
You said investigation?
Yes,
13.
13.
we'll head up the
As long
stairs.
as it doesn't take us more than a month and a day.
Yeah, a month in a day.
Wait,
That's all.
And when Dratia leaves, and I'll say, "Listen, Ezra, I'm having second thoughts about how the Eight Rings operates. I'm not confident in how you mentioned before that
No, I invited you to my pyramid scheme, but I'm starting to.
you said something, and I didn't want to offend Dratia, but I wonder if sometime we might be able to talk."
Yes, for sure. I get the sense that it's not the way that it was intended.
I get the same feeling, and perhaps there might be need for larger change.
I'll be more than willing to help you in that endeavor.
Dratia and the rest of the group comes up. You have found a box of what appears to be like scraps, just scrap metal, little tinker's items, that sort of thing. But you haven't found anything else in the room that would indicate like an on-off switch.
I figured that was just to explain why I got Nate.
Yeah. So,
Because I'm busy chatting.
what would you guys like to do?
Go upstairs.
Yeah. No, you guys. Sorry, you guys are at the top of the stairs.
Okay.
Yep. My apologies.
Magic.
You're in the room.
There's a sun with panels.
Also, did you bring Ezra with you, or did you leave him down there?
Yeah, I think I would have brought Ezra.
maybe put his hand in there and see what happens.
Can I investigate or Arcana or something?
Yeah. Go ahead and give
try
me.
to figure out.
If you
how
have,
it
if you
works.
have detect magic, or sorry, identify might be able to help.
I have to touch it.
You do have to touch it.
Because and when you hit it, you were attacking it, and
Yeah.
did his katana suffer damage?
No.
Didn't seem to hurt my weapon, but
I mean, his
No.
fists are weapons, right?
I'll reach out and
touch faith.
touch it.
Okay.
Try to identify.
What does it smell like?
What is this? It's a little weird kind of like mixture of, we'll say,
Please don't say BO.
no.
A mixture of three.
freshly
types of
freshly painted wood and a little bit of weapons oil. You have a small hint of ink and just like you know that smell when you get a new book.
Yeah,
it's
I
my
like that
favorite smell in the
smell
whole
so much.
There's a little bit of new book smell in there as well. So you're going to cast Identify. Are you going to
That's
spend the 10
delicious.
minutes doing it, or are you going to?
Oh, I think I'll take my time.
Okay. Yeah. So you kind of like spend 10 minutes kind of like touching the intricacies of this item. So this is a
Don't touch the intricacies.
yes. This is a twinned chrono.
Okay.
That's not like it doesn't tell you its name. That's kind of the best guesstimate that you probably can come up with is what to call it. Basically, two sufficiently powerful chronomancers have combined their magic in order to start this machine up, and these little discs are feeding off of that chronergic magic and fueling the Colossus. Basically, this is the main power source.
So this doesn't seem to be any controls to it.
Yeah. Is there any indication on how to
Doesn't
shut
have
it
meter.
down or disrupt it?
You would need two people in order to shut it down that have chronergic ties.
Well, one of them's dead and the other one's knocked out.
If we can't stop it, then maybe we find how to control it.
Or perhaps there's another chronologist in the water room that we could coerce.
Maybe there's a little bit of chronology left in me.
I was gonna suggest that because you have been kind of touched by
Come
it.
on, Ezra. I'm just gonna grab his hand. I know he's still down. Just gonna. throw your hands in.
Yeah, so you take his hand and you put yours in as well, and you see this kind of twining amber and gold magic start to slow, and it starts to pulse and spiral around you. Yours amber, his in gold, and it starts to pull itself apart, and they're almost apart. I need you to go ahead and roll me a Constitution saving throw.
16.
16. Yeah. So
Push them other boxes apart.
So you do manage to, like, with Ezra, basically forcing Ezra's help, and as you're pulling them apart, Ezra's eyes flutter open, and he goes, "Oh, sorry," and he just starts pulling with you, and eventually you each pull your hand out, and with it comes the different magics. The discs fall to the ground. The top of the pyramid stops its slow spin and starts settling back down around you, so it seals off. But as it's sealing, you just feel the Colossus stop thrumming, and
Hooray!
it doesn't collapse to the ground, it like kneels to the ground in the middle of the.
Does it have a drawbridge or something like opens and
The wilds are just gonna eat it.
Yep.
Just swallow it.
like we're a million miles in
And
the air.
Ezra looks at the golden magic in his hand, and he just crushes it. And as he does it, it just dissipates around him.
I'll do the same thing.
I'm sorry for everything, everybody. What happened there and Thulian? Is he?
He's dead. Dispatched for good.
I thought I'd feel something about that. I don't know. But, I mean, he was my mentor for hundreds of years.
But also a master in manipulation.
Yeah, and he kind of looks down at the shards of time crystal in his chest and he goes, "Yeah, I can tell that. But you did it."
Where will you go now?
I think home. I've got some things that I want to talk to Father about, and then I'm probably going to go pay a visit to our mother. I have a feeling I might be able to help her.
Good luck.
What about you? What's next for you in the Warlock Watch?
Well,
Great name.
I think this is my family now.
Damn right.
So,
Well, you always have a place at home, whether or not Trevin likes it.
might be a little weird with two of us there.
Here's a
but
question.
We'll make a side room for one of us.
When you arrive to speak with your father, is he going to? Which version of Ezra is he familiar with?
I'll explain everything that happened. He's familiar with this version of Ezra.
The
Yeah.
catalyst of
he had
change.
written well, I don't know if he wrote it, but he had a book of chronomancy.
Right. I seem to
He was
recall he
somewhat
was
practiced.
familiar.
Where
with
is that book?
chronomancy.
Right. And he starts looking around. He's like, Thulian would have hid it somewhere. Let's see. And he starts kind of like feeling around the pyramid area. And he goes, and he reaches into what seems to be nothing, and he pulls out the book. And he says,
Magic
"Here it
trick.
is. Let's see what it's
The old book behind the ear trick.
This is the
That's where the book smell was coming
the
from.
Tome of the Timeless. It's
Oh.
basically the tell-all of chronology, and it has all of Trevin's journal entries in it. He kind of put them interspaced throughout. It's a good read. I'll have to let you borrow it sometime.
Don't let it fall into the hands of the Arcanum. They would use it probably in a similar manner as Thulian.
You should probably keep it safe from pretty much everyone.
It is going to be in my possession for the other day.
Safe.
And when I am about to go, I will make sure that it will never see the light of day again, or as close as I can to it.
You might hang on to it because I don't know if we told you this before or not, but there's this kind of world-ending conflict, and if we need to rewind time or something.
Good point.
Yeah, keep it for emergencies only.
Just
Full
be aware
on-
there's something out there.
Full-on rewinding time would be a very bad idea.
Well, what if everything was dead anyway? I mean, there's no risk then, right?
I mean, you'd be dead too,
Well,
but
It would be dead quicker.
I'll call you Doctor Strange.
That is strange, but okay. But if you guys do need any help, I have been studying a long time. I could teleport you back to Terabon.
That would be lovely. Also, do you know how to use one of these? And she
Yes.
holds out.
have you been wearing it on your
Yes.
ring finger?
Oh yeah. Totally.
You give her a ring. If you like
Oh, that's amazing.
Perhaps we could contact you.
Right, I don't have one on me, unfortunately, but I'll buy one. I kind of do know a few infinite sight caches that I could get some money from.
Burn them down
So
on
what-
your way out.
What happens to this?
It remains here, without the device that we put in place. Oh, by the way, Bolt, would you mind taking care of those tiles and just do something with them?
I'm just a little
I'll
nervous
gather 'em up.
about
Okay.
that,
There's like 6 of them. So.
Ezra, because there are some things in here that shouldn't be
There's a lich and a
Right.
mimic
Did you
and
know about the lich?
Morai.
I did not. We didn't really fully explore the area. Was that the sword room?
Yes.
Nobody could figure that thing out.
Backstabbing.
Really? Julian was bragging about.
Don't like to
How
brag,
powerful
but our
he
Ezra
was.
was pretty
He-
smart.
he
He
was.
that bold.
Yeah, a little bit.
What about the water room? We hadn't gone in that yet.
Oh, don't go in the water room.
What's in there?
Something that steals your memories.
Water?
Yeah. It's called a mirror grim, I believe.
Hmm.
But, yeah, it's just
Approximately how many experience points have you? I'm just kidding.
It's probably best to leave it alone because if it escapes the temple, it could cause havoc.
How many people have killed
Same with
killed
this.
one? I
You
can't
said that
remember.
a lich.
Right.
He's chained.
I'm just afraid that someone might come in here, and I don't possess the magic to create wards to protect this.
Perhaps
I
we put
feel-
big sign and say this is property of Wayward Watch.
Maybe there's
That'll
you have
do
a
it.
connection to
100%.
the court, right? And maybe they can.
That's true. Perhaps we
Close it
could
off.
contact someone from the Autumn Court.
I would also be willing to right my wrongs and spend some time reinforcing the wards, maybe collecting a couple guardians.
The
guard
tiles,
place.
are they needed to power this, or can they be recreated?
No, those were what we used specifically. I mean, obviously you could power the temple in a myriad of ways as long as you have a sufficient chronologic source. That was just the method that Julian and I used.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean,
Could other
I will
sources
make
of
sure
magic-
the temple is protected and that nothing can get in if there is indeed dangerous creatures about.
I think that would bring us great peace of mind.
So is it Terabon or is there somewhere else that you need to go?
We
First.
probably ought to report back to Lady Crestor.
I need a break. We can report to Crestor and then what sounds like a nice place to lay low for a while.
I could use a massage.
Should
I
we go
would
back
like
to
to
the
see
Ruby Oasis?
Janjin as well. It's been, for me, a very long time.
This is out of character. I don't need to go back to the Brusk, do I?
So
just,
the
like,
Brusk will watch the miners of Morris Bend for a month and a day, and then just release them.
Okay.
Whether or not that means that they're taking them back to their village, they're releasing them into the wild, you don't really know.
Well,
that's all.
we've got a month and a day to figure it out. So
I mean, I can help kind of facilitate that too if you need to go somewhere.
that would be great. You're being very generous with yourself.
I just tried to kill you all. I mean, I almost did.
Actually,
and Terabon.
pretty much succeeded on a couple of us.
And Terabon, and I've done irreparable harm, and I want to fix
Very
it.
well. The people of Morris Bend are with the Brusk.
Yes, that is.
And you
definitely
know,
something.
they're essentially children. It's going to require more than just getting them someplace safe.
I will
Turn this temple into a halfway house.
I think I'll take them. I actually think I'll take them to the Witherbow tribe.
I think that would be a great fit.
All right. So I've got a busy couple months ahead.
Make sure to feed the Sphinx and, give it extra toys to play with and stuff. It's
She didn't seem all that interested in talking. Did you get to know her very well?
She's pretty cool.
She's a lovely cat lady.
Oh, all right. Maybe I need
She
to.
smells a little bit, but once you warm up to the smell,
I
she's
think she just hasn't had her litter box changed in a while.
Gross. It's like that ammonia smell.
Yep. All right. So, Terabon.
Terabon it is.
Unless you need to introduce me to Brusk first.
There's also a
To the breast.
mimic named
Mini-eyed Willie.
yeah, Mini-eyed Willie.
Mini-eyed Willie.
He has a tiny tush.
Mini-eyed Willie.
I do. Yeah, I'm aware of the mimic in the treasure room. Yeah, there's a lot to do. Am I a dungeon boss?
I don't. It might be good to introduce you to the Brusk.
Of course. Yeah.
You could just take me there unless you all wanted to meet them.
I think we ought to stay together.
We should stay together.
Never split the
I
party
agree.
again.
All right then. Everyone.
I have some questions for this god that you met.
I don't know if If
think you
you
can
want
just
to meet
meet
you.
God.
But
Everyone stand close, and I will teleport us. And he starts like drawing symbols onto the ground, kind of standard teleportation circle stuff. It looks like he's making a permanent one here so that he can connect it back when he needs to, kind of thing.
Make sure no one's standing in front of Sarah.
in case she barfs.
Oh yes, of course. I don't know if that's a thing. But yeah, that. Oh no, wait. He does have all of Ezra's memories now. Yeah. Yep. Okay. All right, and he kind of slams his hands on the ground, and magic flares up. And in a moment, the dark room fades, and you are outside, kind of blinking away at the blinding light in the middle of a canyon. And there are battle horns sounding around you, just like, and a bunch of Brusk, which are they're kind of these hunched boar men and women, because there's more women there too, and they're all they have like primitive spears. There's a couple with kind of these wicked-looking short bows that are aimed at you. It looks like they're pretty much always ready for a fight, and having somebody teleport in the middle of them is very alarming.
I can't remember the name of the shaman.
I don't know if he gave you a name.
I thought so.
His name is Shaman.
Shaman Long
Boingo,
Ding
boingo.
Dong.
Shaman.
Shaman Lamaning Dong.
I don't even know.
Mr. Peppers.
Beep, 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 beep.
Shaman Hamji. Because it's ham.
Samwise Hamji.
Crus.
Yep.
Okay. Speaker for Hagor.
Mhm.
And Shaman of the Talon Breakers.
Can you spell it? K-R-U-S-S.
Yes. Okay. Is he there, or is Lucan there? Can I see any of them?
You don't see any of the miners or the people of Morris Bend, Lucan,
Okay.
or the shaman currently.
Okay.
So,
So, Eve will just say, can they speak common?
yeah,
Okay.
probably broken common. They are a mysterious people that kind of live in this one area.
Okay.
So, yeah.
We come in peace. I've spoken with your god, Hagor. I am seeking Crus, your shaman.
Give me a persuasion check with disadvantage, if you don't mind.
I do mind. Does that make a difference?
No.
Well, a 4 and a 5. Wow. But my persuasion plus 9, so 13.
13. They kind of, when you mention Hagor, that you've spoken with Hagor, they look really riled up at that, and they start advancing on you menacingly, and then you hear a enough, move, and two of them kind of part to the side, and Crus is there, and he waves his hand away, and he goes, maybe don't tell people that you've met Hagor. They don't like it.
Sorry, I didn't realize.
You were back with more refugees.
Not at all. We are your saviors. Family, Wayward Watch, I've come to introduce you to Ezra. This one. He will be taking care of the people of Morris Bend, taking them off of your hands.
That was quicker than expected.
I know, you gave me a month and a day, but...
We like to...
Or Hagor did, rather.
Evie generally under promises and over delivers.
It's my specialty.
Right. Let me get the refugees. Wait here. And he kind of takes his staff and he walks
The
away.
new slay refugee.
Oh dear.
Dinner refugees.
And none of the other Brusk are moving from their spots. They're still weapons trained on you, very distrusting looking. It's very tense for a few minutes until Crus comes back.
Jeez Louise.
Lucan is leading the way, and you can see him kind of swatting at Goldie, who's kind of flying or fluttering around his head, and he's just come on, stop landing on my shoulder, please. And then he goes oof as he kind of bolts to the side, and Darian comes bounding through everybody.
Darian!
And slams into you. and just like knocks you to the ground and starts like rubbing his nose against you. His ears are flopping, smacking into Seredan and Bolt. Like, yeah. And Lucan goes, I thought you had abandoned us.
Why would you think that?
You left suddenly after being in the cave. Brusk took us in. I thought there was some sort of arrangement that required you to leave.
There was an arrangement that required me to leave, and it was to help my friends. But I came back.
I see that.
And I'm not surprised that you doubt that I would return. Doubt my intentions. Regardless.
Oh, here is your bird, and he finally he plucks it out of the air and hands it to you.
I'm so sorry, Colby. Was he like this the whole time?
She goes, yeah, pretty much. Yeah. That's why I've been annoying him this entire time.
Nice work.
Well, anyhow, how does this work, Ezra?
I don't know.
Not
Other
you,
Ezra.
Ezra. Other Ezra.
You can call me Nezra. That sounds like a fine name.
How does this work, Nezra? I mean, you need to take care of these people. We need to get back to Terabon. I can't imagine we can all go at the same time, can we? I don't know how this works.
Let me...
Do we have to do it, like, in segments?
I'll teleport you back first, and then I will make arrangements for those who are heading. I guess we should probably ask, do these people want to go to the Ungol and Marshmallow lands?
I mean,
and
I
all of
guess
them
that's
are like, what?
They're really quite lovely once you get used to them.
There's a castle. Well, it's kind of like a keep, but it's kind of in ruins.
We've dispatched all of the, most of the monstrosities.
I mean, if you guys want to walk out
It
the
belongs
lion,
in a
Given
whole
F
swamp.
on the loose.
The
but
worst
he's
ones,
probably not there.
It belongs to the withered
if you
foe.
guys would prefer, you could just, they could set you loose and you just walk, like...
Or
Your village has been destroyed.
why don't you give them jobs so you guys can all help keep the temple safe?
Who's going to pay?
But they're
Lady-
a lot of children, yeah?
Yeah, so all of these people look like they're in their at least 50s, but Eve did tell you that they are all children.
Maybe you could
Like
start
their
with
minds.
school.
Child
They have
labor.
the mind of
Laws
minds
broken.
of children, or at most
Very
teenagers,
Indiana
because of
Jones too.
their
School
aging.
of keeping the chronomancy safe.
And one of them points and says, "That's one of the members of the Infinite Sight, though.
Not anymore.
Not anymore. Never again."
We stopped the Infinite Sight. We
See? And I'll hold up the Thulian's necklace.
Third
You hit his head.
No, just his
You
necklace.
didn't decapitate him.
See?
Did you sneak his
He's
head
just
into
made
the
a
bag?
I'm just gonna be like Geralt and attach it
puts
to my
it on
horse
a
and just
necklace.
forget about it and just ride everywhere.
So let's go ahead and do this, because everybody's making really good points, but also scaring children. You can either do a group charisma persuasion check, or you can give one person advantage.
Me.
What do
Give
you
Sarah advantage. Go,
Persuasion.
go, go.
Whereas
go.
it's
I'm
persuasion.
plus 8.
I'm +9.
Okay.
Okay,
Eve.
Eve. Advantage.
You guys huddle up like, okay, who's the best at persuading?
Mine's only a +6.
Oh, should have given it to me.
Plus.
And you rolled with advantage, right? 'Cause
She
you're
did.
aiding you.
Oh my hell. Okay. I mean,
That's still that's still like a 17.
17.
Okay, so after a moment, like the villagers kind of go, just a second, and they all kind of huddle up together and start like whispering, and then like one of them like pokes his head up, and then puts his head back down.
He will say, I know that you have very big feelings right now, and that might scare you. But I want you to know that I'm not going to leave you until I have to.
This is a
not very
deception check
persuasive.
instead. And then finally, like they kind of break apart. They said, "We'll go to the marshlands. We don't really have a home, so
Oh, that's heartbreaking.
it is what it is.
You'll find
Life of a villager in a fantasy world."
How many more kids could Janjin
care of.
How many does she have?
Are the
36.
She's probably had
30-something,
more
I
since
think,
we last
but-
saw her.
Most of them are like grandchildren and nieces.
are
and
the
nephews.
Brusks still like on edge?
Oh yeah,
watching?
the Brusk have not.
I'm gonna antagonize a little bit and like I'll sneeze and like have my daggers kind of fling out every so often.
Yeah, a couple of them
Sorry,
like
sorry.
and back up, And there's one of them like
They're like Gamorreans. I love it.
looses their arrow and it slams down at your feet, and then there's like a hold.
Listen, I was just a sneeze. My apologies. This is fun.
Take your inspiration. Inspiration.
Inspiration, huh?
Ask after Lucia. She'll help you.
Okay, all right. And they all look at Nezra and he goes, oh, this is going to be a costly day. And he starts like drawing another teleportation circle, and he stops to look at the number of villagers and he counts heads for a moment, and then he starts like, he erases part of it and starts drawing it even bigger. And eventually he's got the circle finished, yeah. And he's gone through like 3 things of chalk at this point, and again, it's just like a tense situation, even though like there's the agreement and
Now,
everything.
Ezra, what rate did you go by, the radius or the circumference? You have to make sure that you got the right numbers.
I have to start this whole sequence over again. Is he? Oh, you are always like this. I remember everything.
Is he?
now.
What can I say?
He is.
But he eventually finishes it up, and all of the villagers kind of step on. One of the villagers actually runs up to Eve and hugs you
Aww.
and says thank you, and then just kind of like runs off.
Bye.
So Ezra takes a moment. He finishes casting the spell and teleports them away. And he says, "There's no teleportation circle, so I got them as close to Ungoliant Keep as I could remember. I will go after them in just a moment here."
Hopefully
once
all
you
the
go
shambling mounds
through.
don't get
And
him.
Lucan's with them, right?
No,
Or-
Lucan didn't go with them.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
He's probably coming with us to
Yes.
Terrebonne.
Yep. Time to report back.
Do you have to come with us?
Lucan, stand right in front of Sere when we go through this teleportation.
That sounds like I shouldn't stand.
No, it's for good luck. It's a ritual. If you don't, we're all gonna end up on an
I
astral
am
plane.
sort of a good luck charm.
Depends on the day,
Right.
really, but
General for deception.
She did come back from
That's
disintegration.
10 plus deception. That's 20.
the only
Dirty.
No.
unlucky day she had is when she was completely disintegrated.
Okay.
And then the other one when she found out that her patron murdered an entire village. So only 2 days, really. The rest of the days have been pretty lucky.
Except for when I nearly died about 27 minutes ago.
I'm literally too old for this shit now.
You're kind of a crotchety old man now.
He was a crotchety young man, too.
He was.
Well, not everyone can age well.
So Ezra finishes the last circle, and he says, "Step on in."
Good.
Sorry, never. That's he'll just go by that. Yeah, he is actually going to like do the clasping hands to you again, and say, "Brother,
Good luck.
you too, and all the best.
Forge a brighter future.
You as well. Fate is what you make of it." And then he finishes his spell, and there's another flash of light, and you all come tumbling out of the Egress Gate in Terrebonne City. Yeah, let's get some Constitution saving
Oh,
throws.
baby. 23.
No throwing up this time.
No throwing up.
17.
25.
It's like,
21.
I like Nezra's portals a lot better than your Paramore's
12.
Yeah,
shady,
you're fine too.
Yeah.
whatever that was.
That was some backwoods magic. This
Like
is
nothing
right.
to throw up.
Academy
100
magic.
years of digestion
I mean,
is gone.
he is an Ezra after all. We expect pretty good things from him.
Mm-hmm. What's gonna happen if he runs into your old flame at Portertown sometime?
Oh, I'm sure he will. That's
But
probably
he
where
has
he
his
is right
memories.
now.
It's okay. They have.
Oh, that's true.
It'll be okay. He can
Probably should write her, but
That sounds like a
Sounds like a
episode
hassle.
of a rom-com.
It's comedy of errors.
Yep. There probably is a moment after you guys leave that he's just like, I have so much work to do. All of his spell slots are going to be going towards teleportation for the time being, and like glyphs of warding.
You almost destroyed the world.
Yep. You deserve this.
Now, when the Colossus stopped in the middle of the Emerald Wild,
Mhm.
were there any Arcanum ships still following it?
As you guys were like looking out at the observation, there weren't any currently.
I was gonna say they'd be so confused. It just kind of sits down and stops moving and like doesn't do anything else. They're just like, "What happened?"
I just imagine like with the way the wilds are that it just as soon as it stopped moving,
couldn't
the
see
vines
it,
the vines
yeah.
already started like crawling up it.
The
And,
trees shook and covered it.
yeah,
And you are on the south side of Terrebonne, by the way.
Okay.
The Gate deposit on the south side. And Lucan says, "I will report to Lady Cresser later. Right now, I need to go find a cleric."
Oh, sorry.
And he just walks off.
Well, let's head to Lady Custer's, I think.
Yeah.
So it's not too long before you arrive at Crestor Manor. The skeletal butler Rattles lets you in, and immediately and
I give Rattles a hug. It's been so long since I've seen you.
he just kind of like sits there, the jaw kind of like slack a little bit, yeah. And then
Too stunned to speak? I know, friend.
as the door opens up and you guys enter into the foyer, the Lady Crestor comes out, and following behind her is a very busy-looking dwarf with a ledger. You all remember Mash, and he's like I can scratch this one and take the other meeting to tomorrow as well. And he stops and goes, "Oh, we'll talk about this later, perhaps." And she goes, "Yes, of course, Mash. Thank you."
Good to see you.
You as well.
Glad you found employment.
And he goes scurrying off, closing the tome. And she says, "Wayward Watch. I would assume that the rumbling that I heard and the reports from the Arcanum of a Giant Colossus have something to do with you."
You would be correct.
I mean,
It's no longer rumbling.
stopping it was due to us, but yes.
Good. Then please, let's adjourn to the lounge. Or are you hungry?
Starving.
I think we could use some food. Maybe
I
I could wash it
haven't
up.
had anything to eat in 100 years. I could eat.
I'm sure that will be part of the story. Yes, please take, there's some rooms upstairs to the... Rattles, show them to some guest rooms. And Rattles nods and starts shambling up the stairs.
Preferably one with a bath.
Yes, they all have that. I am Chancellor of Terrebonne.
I should have known.
A hot oil bath?
I can call out for it.
Nah, don't worry about it right now. Maybe later.
Yeah, but
They've got the people from The Wizard of Oz, though, when they're like shining the Tin Man. That's what they've got.
Yep.
I just walk in the room and there's just a heavy-set dwarf with a big buffer.
They get like some
His
wire
name
wire
is Big
cutters.
Buffer too. Yep.
wire cutters for the beard.
Yeah. No, it's magnetic. It just comes off.
one of those pipe cleaners.
Yikes! I don't even want to know where that
chest
goes.
or somewhere else.
You just hear this. Ooh, that feels nice.
Perfect. So
Lower.
Yikes.
Lower. Too low.
Close the door.
Lower.
Don't. I don't.
So after
He has to
a
be at your feet by
wonderful
now.
cleansing of the body and spirit after a harrowing journey, you all settle down into a nice spread for lunch. It's actually, well, let's see, you guys got to there. It's probably dinner by this time. A nice dinner. We'll say there's some roasted quail. There's some nice there's a couple bowls of like mixed nuts. Which is pretty good. Some acorns, that sort of thing. It's not like overly fancy, but it is pretty nice. And,
By the way, Eve on her hand.
oh yeah,
It's even after washing, it's still black where she had touched in the what was that room called?
the seed room.
Seed room.
That you guys were
Seed
in.
room.
Yeah. Mhm.
Ooh, because you put your hand on the
the-
burn area, right?
Yeah. Ooh. Okay.
Specifically
So
on
that's
the-
still you can't get that and wash
Yeah.
off no matter what you do.
No.
Out damned spot.
That's what I said.
That's what I said.
That is. Yep. So yeah. So do you like cover it up with a glove, or do you just like
You gotta
does
cover
Eve
your
handle
safe
that?
hand.
Yes. Isn't it your left? This was right.
Yeah.
Anyhow,
Take a drink.
I think she just is maybe a little self-conscious about it.
Okay. So she just eats with her left hand for the evening, keeps the other one on her.
Why do you keep
Keeps
dropping your
peas
fork?
and stuff.
Yeah. So, tell me, how did it go? Obviously, you're all still alive, which is excellent news. I hope that means that things went really well. You found more information about the Infinite Sight.
Is Dratia with us as well?
Yeah, Dratia is with you. Yep.
Oh yeah, forgot about her.
At the time when we first met her, I would have formally introduced her.
Let's
Yeah,
have
of course.
Sarah give you the rundown because she's really good at
So
sharing.
Perhaps something, and then Sarah just boom, right into it. It gives the full spiel about everything.
Right.
Any highlights that you want to note?
Oh, I mean,
It's just a montage
the
of you
ship,
talking,
right?
fading
Exactly.
in and out,
Yeah,
like-
exactly.
Again,
Oh,
it's, I just imagine it's the Olaf
the
acting
captain of that
everything
ship.
out.
He was quite a fellow, wasn't he? He was very nosy and blah, blah, blah. And we got there, and it's just like montage. And Bolt, he put his hand up, and he was gone only for a moment. Apparently, he was gone for 100 years. Who knew?
Victor will add
Hence the
additions
beard.
like, and it smelled like this.
Oh, right.
Or like just little small things.
And we met and we met well, it was one of your gosh dang it, what are they called? It was one of your
Friends?
No. The
Mimic?
What's the mimic?
She
Yes.
did not do good on her Constitution save against
The
this.
the mimic, except it was very large and it was full of treasure, had a very small bum, but it led us into it led us into the treasure room. Got a lot of money. That was nice. We found a lich, and Ezra was trying to make a deal with it. I've got to tell you.
Just throw you
Well,
under the bus.
let me say, coming from someone who's actually made a deal with some dark entity, you have no room to
In
talk.
my defense, I didn't know it was dark at the time.
Shots fired.
You were fully aware.
Yours
it was
murdered a
lich.
village. Mine just murdered one old lady. And I didn't even agree to anything.
Made it two fates. If I've learned anything in my 53 years of life, it is that you don't make deals with liches. And, well, admittedly,
53
I've never
elf
actually
years.
been taught that formally, but I didn't need to be because it's a lich.
53 elf years is only like 10 of my years, so I'm much wiser.
I mean, that's a little racist against liches, but I suppose that's
Exactly.
Knowing a lich, they could be great at birthday parties.
He wanted to take over the world. He wanted to take over the world. What was his name?
Zolric.
Solfric. Heard of him?
No, I haven't. I'll have to
Killed
do
a
some
couple of
research.
fates. Anyway,
He sounds like he would be an ally, trying to take down the Infinite Sight, who is basically fates, but evil.
and she's like eating this whole time and
Yeah.
like drinking and like
Oh yeah, it is very much ruckus. Like it is.
And then we
it's
met.
nice.
other Ezra, but because of chronomancy, and well, we call him Nezra now, but really he was basically
The
another
original.
version, sort of a different timeline. Anyway, we met and blah blah blah, and, yeah, and she goes in and out, in and out. Thulian crawl, and he was looking at me like he could see his death coming, and
More
Ezra just
vodka.
lopped his head right off.
Thank you.
And what of so Thulian is dead.
Yes.
What of this book? This the tome.
Lost to time, unfortunately.
Give me a deception check.
14.
That is a terrible tragedy.
Indeed.
But we did manage to stop the Colossus. We killed Thulian Crawl. We couldn't find any other members of the Infinite Sight. I think they're pretty much wiped out.
Just so you know, in case he shows up at your doorstep, there's another Ezra. He's still out there helping and fixing his wrongs.
He goes by Nezra now.
Yes. I might have to introduce myself to him, if he's as agreeable as our Ezra is.
Probably more so on account for, trying to undo everything.
He's not nearly as handsome, though.
No. What did happen to your hair?
I took a tumble and it disappeared.
Just magic things then.
The horn. Did we ever retrieve the horn? Because it just fell off, right?
It's gone.
No, the horn
just
was
fell off.
still active.
Okay.
I'm assuming that somebody retrieved it.
Eve, yes, she
Okay.
pocketed that.
All right. Go ahead and add one Ezra's unicorn horn to your inventory,
Why do
please.
you want my
Like
horn?
a, like a,
It's
My precious.
like a toenail clipping.
It's like,
I'm very concerned. You can have it and just That's kind of crazy.
She can make
You're
one.
gonna make
I don't know.
me, like, pee my pants. Don't. I'm okay. That is gross. I am totally that person though. Like when my kids.
Like a
Lose their unicorn horns.
Their baby horns.
And you have a thing about toenails.
I know.
You know, a horn is just a big toenail.
It's just a head toenail.
Yeah.
It's just a head toenail.
For some reason, having a nail on your head makes everyone want to bang you.
That's why Eve has it. She's going to make it into.
It's a costume.
Cosplay.
It's a headband.
Hey, you can have it turned into a wand.
Why?
Yeah, you kind of just lost it and just kept spiraling.
That was like a really great Seredan impersonation, actually.
That was perfect. That was perfect.
Oh.
There's tears.
Anyway, so
coming
that's
out
our
of my
story. We did as you asked.
Yes. You have
And
done
a
a
little more.
fantastic job.
And a little more, I would agree.
I-
Quite a bit more, actually.
I would say that because of your service, Terabon is in your debt.
Again.
Let's not be too greedy now. I will inform the Arcanum of the results. It sounded like they were aware of the Colossus, but they don't know what happened to it. They lost it in the Emerald Wilds.
How closely have you been talking to them about the magic involved?
I have let them know that we have been tracking down the Infinite Site here at Terabon. That I've had top agents working on it.
Do we
I want to
do we
minimize.
trust?
I want to minimize Nezra's involvement to avoid them coming down on him for being a chronomancer.
Yeah, he was just an innocent bystander.
You can
Eating people.
Trust me when I say that I know how to keep the chronomancy secret from the Infinite Site, or not from the Arcanum.
That's true. You do have that time vault.
I am a chronomancer myself.
We did see at some point there were some airships trying to attack the Colossus, but it blasted them out of the sky.
Yes, that I will have to inform them that their ships were lost.
Does anyone we know?
They were just sending a contingent out there. I
I'm still not. I'm sorry. I'm still not past it. I'm sorry. I can't think about it.
Like Eve just like every now and then she just looks
Out
at
of
the horn.
character.
Oh, so
Did we decide to tell Lady Crestor about the world-ending monster
yes,
eater?
Bolt did.
Okay.
Bolt
Yeah.
went through the full. You guys decided as a group, but then Bolt.
I wrote her a letter that explained it very well
that's
as
right.
far as I'm concerned. But
got all the names
Yeah, you guys all went to
perfectly
bed
right.
and
Yeah.
Bolt sit up and
That's right.
and told her.
Yeah. Your letter was specifically asking about Eventy, though.
right, but didn't I say something about? Well,
I don't remember that part.
I'll have
But-
to go back and rewatch
yeah.
the episode.
Someone in the comments will say. And I guess minor footnote here. What happened to Lucan?
He's
very
went to go
old.
find a cleric.
He's matured.
He is here in Terrabon.
He's not matured.
Oh,
He's gotten older.
I mean,
Perhaps he's
He looks like
he matured like a
he's
terrible wine.
less mature.
I don't know.
Very sour,
He looks
bitter.
okay, but
It's debatable.
Not handsome.
His teeth were really bad.
She leans into Eve and she goes, like, still like an 8, or are we talking like?
Is
this
he
is
your
purely
poster
from
child?
like a physical perspective,
Yeah, obviously.
and know that I'm not attracted to him. But if I were, 8.5.
Oh. Alright. No, I will track him down and track him down. Yeah, I will debrief him, as it were. That's a bad phrasing there, but that's what we got.
I will debrief.
No wonder he was the top of the order.
Top man.
Because
He was the top
of
man.
the Mars.
He did say he was going to report to you later, but he wanted to try and de-age himself, I think.
I was looking for a cleric.
I would have liked to see it. It would have been fun.
I mean,
Anyway, I again, I really appreciate everything that you've done. Of course, I will arrange a payment for you. This is definitely something that deserves recognition as far as monetary, if not telling the Arcanum that everything is complete.
Eve feels something bump her elbow, and it's one of the daggers with a little piece of paper, a legal ledger, bumping her, being like, just to get it in writing.
I don't sign contracts at the dinner table, but we will make sure to. This is part of the ongoing contract of being.
Okay.
You know, Lady Crestor, we've been thinking about and talking about perhaps getting a place of our own. You don't happen to know anywhere that we could maybe afford?
Keeps for sale.
I mean,
Or that you could help us afford.
Yeah.
I could probably facilitate a transaction for one of the Greenwood estates, one of the old Greenwood estates. That might be.
We did.
It's true, they're probably very on sale.
We were doing that job for quite a while, protecting the roads.
It's true.
That would make sense, I think.
Is that something you're interested in? Is
there
protecting
any-
the long road?
There are any tax
No,
benefits?
we just want the house.
Maybe after we kill Aventi. Speaking of which, have your eyes and ears heard anything?
I have them looking. Unfortunately, there's very little that we know about them. We know that there's a bounty out for Aventi, and we're trying to track down any member of the Fellowship clan that we can find to discuss it with them. I will let you know when we have more information.
Thank you.
What was the name of the guy who was on your seed wall?
Quinn.
Quinn. Maybe she knows something about Quinn.
Yeah, I'll tell her when we get to that point of the story.
Yeah.
I'll tell her that if you could also keep an ear to the ground for anyone named Quinn. I know that's probably a fairly common name, but this person was the only one that was in my family tree, which was interesting.
I'll see
But not the only one, but the only one connected to me directly.
I will see what we can find for you as well.
Thanks.
Yeah, so I suppose for the evening, enjoy all the food and drink that you can eat and drink. I have other duties to attend to, unfortunately, this evening, but it was a delight to get to experience that secondhand from all of you. Thank you, Wayward Watch.
Thank you.
Join us here for the merriment and fun.
I mean,
Oh yeah, I'm not going anywhere.
I don't want to be a buzzkill, but I'm going to bed. So enjoy
One
yourself. All right, one drink and then bed.
All right.
I've never seen him only have one drink.
So Lady Crestor stands, and Dratia stands as well. I don't know if any of you are standing on ceremony for that. You don't have to.
I've had 7 drinks.
And she gives you all a bow, and she says, "I will see you in the morning," and leaves the room. And she does stop at Rattles and say, "Make sure that they get whatever they need." He nods his head, which Rattles
Makes him rattle a little
Yeah.
bit. His jaw.
Shake,
It's like partially disconnected, so that's
Yeah,
what the
it's still-
rattle's
yeah,
from.
it's still-
Every time he walks,
Yeah, every step. And then you guys are alone in the dining hall.
Annoying. Surely we could wire that shut.
Do you want to try?
You could try mending. The mending spell.
I'm gonna
Bottles
it's
of
fine.
Chateau Morlaine rattles, if you've got any.
and then he like turns and shambles out.
And can you fill this up? I can pull out my boot flask with vodka as well. Thank you.
Yep. And then he
I have
opens
that
up the door.
Rockhopper Clan vodka still.
Never mind. Bring it back.
He brings it back, and then he
It
opens
doubles
up
as
the
a
door,
varnish.
trips over Percy the Mimic, and kind of shoos it away before heading off. So yeah, is there anything else that you guys want to do this evening?
Long rest.
Besides the long rest, then we'll get to that in a moment.
I don't know.
Sarah will just kind of
How late is it?
It's 9 in the evening.
take the ring at one point because she didn't give it back to you because you didn't ask, and she'll be like, "I suppose you'll be wanting this back."
You can keep wearing it for a while if you'd
Is the
like.
password really Sarah's cute?
Well, it used to be base, but I changed it.
That's all she says. And she says,
Base with 2 S's or Nessie?
I see.
It knows. Trust me, it knows which one you're talking.
Do we need to let greatest treasure now not to go or whatever? Did we have a...
Oh yeah.
Cass.
Now that you have a moment, you did send him a
He's like,
message.
I just got here,
yeah,
guys.
yeah.
Where am I going?
You did send him a message saying that you were back at Terrapon, and there is the kind of like you can see that that symbol is lit up, waiting for a response.
It's got dot, like he's typing.
Yeah, so Sarah will take the ring off and... How does this work again?
Oh,
It's some paper.
you just say, you touch it and you say, Sarah is so cute.
And like
She just wants to hear it.
and like 10 pieces of paper spring out of it at once. Just like 10
Oh,
small
dear.
scrolls.
Are they
and
all from Cascas?
Yes, they are.
One from Hug.
Yep.
For
And then
Cascas.
there's-
It
just a
literally just says
picture.
hug in like kids' handwriting.
Still,
Just an ogre print.
furs are great.
So because they all just kind of spring out there at once, and he didn't add any sort of like order to it, it's all kind of jumbled. But you get the sense that like you eventually do find the first one, and it says, "On our way back to Terrabon, we'll meet you there eventually." And then like there are like 10 more, and they are just kind of random things like, "Everything okay? How's it going?
Are you
I haven't
ghosting
heard
me?
from you in a couple hours," kind of thing. Yeah, it has
So
been like
needy. Jeez.
technically it has been like a week, but for some reason like you never thought to check your communication ring while you were on board the Cutting Edge, so you haven't seen any of
Oh,
these,
we were
but
dealing with that annoying guy.
yeah,
Yeah.
What was his name?
Sorry, my ring was on the charger.
What's his
Fondahl.
hill?
Captain Fondahl.
I liked
What's his
him.
hill?
What's his heel?
And his sighing companion.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
The
Who was
Kitsu.
a Kitsu.
Yeah, so but most of them are just like really want to hear from you guys, getting a lot worried now. There's one from Hug that just has Hug on it. Like he doesn't know really how to spell anything. And then on the back there's a message from Casca saying he wanted to write something.
I'll just get a piece of parchment really quick and just be like, Kes, sorry that we didn't write sooner. Been very busy saving the world again. All is well, still in Terrabon. See you soon. Wayward Watch. And just send it.
And it's like 2 minutes later before you
Okay.
get another message, and it just says yes in exclamation points.
Oh.
And that's it. So, yeah.
Just Hug, I imagine Hug's paper probably has like a big, he's leaning forward in a big wobble.
Oh yeah, there's definitely
He's got jam hands.
All right, so I have a question here at the end of the night. As everything winds down, people fall asleep either at the table itself or heading up to their rooms, as the case may be. What is the next step for you guys? You don't really have. You have a lot of different. You've cast a lot of different lines, but you don't have anything pressing going on at the moment. So what would be kind of the things that you guys want to talk about and perhaps do?
I think for Ezra, he wants to help Sarah track down Aventi.
Okay.
But he also wants to help Victor with returning home and maybe slapping down those high on their horse folks and bringing down a couple wings.
Victor's be in a similar mindset of caught between wanting to go home and like see family kind of thing, and that with Aventi he's probably more intent on that than he is on returning home right now.
That's definitely Sarah's, top priority.
And finding out who's God.
I mean, at some point, I think she probably would have, especially after like we'd had a few drinks, and we don't have to play this out necessarily, but like, I think Sarah would have been grilling Eve a little bit on like, what is it exactly that happened when you talked with Hagel? Was it? And why is your hand still black? And why were you shooting those bolts of dark energy? Something's happened, Evie. You're different.
I really can't tell you, Sarah. I would if I could, but I can't. After I had that conversation with Hagor, he vanished, and I met with someone else.
I know. I'm super jealous.
Yeah.
Someone else. Another god. Demigod. God-like figure.
can't really say.
I wish I could say. Yeah, I can't.
Can you tell me why you can't say?
I have been sworn to secrecy.
Or else...
You can say that part.
Well, I can't remember.
Death. It is a death curse. It is a death bargain. Yeah.
Do you want me to die?
No, of course not. But now I'm even more concerned. You've made some sort of deal with something that swore you to secrecy or you die.
Can I message you something?
Yes, you can.
Okay.
I'll wait.
Yeah.
Sorry, it's going to be okay.
So
It's
while
not like
waiting,
she's in love with this other person.
You
or
can't be in
anything.
love with like a devil. It's not possible.
Ezra has had 7 drinks.
I mean, we've all kind of like drinking under the
The
table.
vodka's very good. And
I
strong.
can't feel my lips
Yeah.
anymore.
Yes, I would say yes.
Okay.
So, yeah, you can describe that.
So Eve will kind of just be looking at this black mark on her hand, and you'll notice that she has a tattoo around her wrist that wasn't there before. And it's just chain links all the way around her wrist.
Did you have that? Did you have that before you touched the seed or the spot on the wall?
Mhm.
You did. Did I? No, I don't know if I would. know
Probably
that.
not in the heat of the moment.
Okay.
But now we realize that that's not from the seed room.
What are those chains? Is that part of the deal you made? Are you enslaved by this thing that you made a deal with?
Not enslaved. But this is a reminder.
Is there anything that I can do to help?
No. It's a blessing, I think. Additional power. And I have promised to kill a Bentley with you.
Well, that I can appreciate.
How does the trio feel about this?
I haven't had any bad feelings or
Cool.
anything
Sounds good.
like that from them. So, but if I did a religion check,
black mamba
I
comes out
probably
of the snake holes.
didn't get any response from them because I'm terrible at religion checks.
I mean, you got the trio now, it's just a quadruple or something.
Oh, did Goldie come back with us?
Yes. Yeah,
Okay.
she's on your shoulder. She's been there the entire night.
Will
Except for every now and then she'll go and drinking bird some of the alcohol.
Yeah. Oh, Goldie, take it easy. They're
Will-
lightweight.
Will you ever be able to
Got the new
tell us
sugar
the rest
bombs.
of the story after we accomplish some task that you swore to do?
Yeah.
All right. Well, I trust you, Evie. I'm just worried. That's all.
I don't think you need to be worried.
Right.
I think you know what it's like.
Now I'm more worried.
You had something else as well.
I was just gonna say, you were asking what we wanted to do. Bolt
Percy,
has that
no.
in that vision. Bolt had that where he found out that there's that village in the verdant farmlands with that heirloom, the silver axes, right? Silver axe. Yeah. Is it one heirloom or both of them? Or
There's
because it was that one guy on the ship that was
Finding ones.
that was
Yes.
sharpening. Or
Yeah.
something.
Cassia.
So that
as well.
that's something that Bolt would have brought up. Like
She's an
this is on my
archdom.
list of
Right.
places to
And
go. but
Archdom.
it's
the
not
Cassia.
super important. It'd be nice to, because that's the next piece of the puzzle that I have.
So what I'll tell you, kind of out of game knowledge, is it is going to take a while to get information about Aventi. I know. We
Percy.
should be. So you do have time to do other things, complete some side quests, that sort of thing. Clear out that quest log a little bit. So I want everybody to kind of think about that.
Yeah. One other thing that Eve would be, and she would tell you this, but like when she was in that seed room, did I call it the right name?
Yeah.
She would just explain to you that her impression of seeing that family tree was all of those burned spots were magic users who had been killed by the Massifists. And so for her to see that and to know that that could have been her, there's a reckoning that needs to happen with those people. They need to understand that they can't do that. So that's something that's on her mind, and she would want to eventually make her way back to her town. Yeah.
Well, I'd be happy to join you in that. I've always wanted. I'd really love to meet Fifi.
She's amazing. My mother is.
And give her all these letters I've been writing.
Been reading through some of them.
They're really good, right?
I mean,
Wait, you're writing her mother,
Of course.
but you haven't.
My
sent
mother's
them?
dead.
Haven't you? We've all written them.
there's
I just write my darkest thoughts down and
Fiona.
I burn
That's
them
her name.
in the morning.
There's really no way to deliver them because no one can get to Rowan.
Can't send an owl.
No, it's not.
I know a wizard that might have one.
Doesn't work
Wait,
like that.
so they hate magic, but they're magically hidden away. That doesn't make any sense.
Somebody said they were magically.
They're just normal hidden.
Camouflage tents.
well,
Can't see them from the
I
sky.
suppose Lady Crestwell's told us she'd let us know as soon as she heard anything about Aventhy. I'd love to put an end to him as soon as possible, but I don't know where else to look.
Well,
Perhaps we ought
We
to
could go.
visit the Eight Rings,
Yes,
or
perhaps
visit,
they
to
know.
see if we can
Visit
get to the
family.
bottom of Bolt's vision,
We
or
could escort to Thea there.
Where is,
or
Where,
somewhere.
so where
Where's
is
the-
Rowan? Is it
It's
On
in
the map where
it's
we're
in
going.
Bleakwood Forest.
yeah, where's Sconcy?
That's probably as much as Eve is
That's
told.
down
Yeah,
at the bottom
about
of
where
the
it
hill.
is. It is
So
the reason.
Sconcy is all the way in.
The reason why
Malaga.
it's really well
Malaga.
hidden is
Like,
because
yeah,
it's a rumor, right?
Big
At this
town
point,
area.
like it's such a
Yours
hidden
is
community that people
yours
are
is
probably
in
know Rowan is.
Scotland.
was Bleakwood
So we're closest to
Spring Court?
yours.
Bleakwood is the spring court.
I've always wanted to visit
Yours is
Spring
Bleakwood.
Court.
Bleakwood. Yours is Verdant. So yours is probably the furthest out.
Yeah, we probably do.
So if we're doing it closest, probably Bleakwood, Verdant, and then out to Malaga.
You also said you wanted to go to Archton as well.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
oh yeah,
at some
because we
point.
do want to check out that.
Cassia.
See if that weapon is still there.
Yeah, I mean,
What was the weapon?
the weap's weapon?
the
Oh,
bow?
the one you looked.
Yeah, but I got a
I
plus.
mean,
I got a plus 2.
Because our main driving
No,
force for that
was
was
just to
we
put
were just getting rid of the
closure.
lever
Right.
Yeah.
to say, hey, by the way, sorry about your boyfriend
and
or husband
and
or
everything
partner
with
or whatever.
that
Your lover.
city is destroyed.
I'm sure that she maybe knew, or maybe she doesn't.
We could
know
also
until
stop
we
by.
help her
We'll
remember.
go to Keskes's master's lair first, dig it out, get the treasure hoard.
Get through, steep our weapons in it.
See if I can turn my blue into a purple.
Yeah.
It's a year of steeping in order to do anything.
We could just go live in Terraceburg. And
What if you
hang
bring it
out.
with you and then just have it on
It's
your
right there next to Archton.
And that's
Trap.
another thing that you guys want to start looking at, getting an actual like building.
Yeah.
Are you looking for like just a place that you guys can call home and stay,
Yeah.
or is it a business that you want?
We need a resting location that's central to places in the map.
Where we can put all
Basically,
Terra
just
beacon.
like
Let's go
yeah.
buy the beacon.
Exactly. We just need a place where we can like
Excuse
there's
me,
a
good sir. Is
teleportation
this for
service.
sale?
We'll kick the Arcanum out.
Teleport to it.
We'll claim
place call our
eminent
own,
domain.
set up a headquarters.
So definitely we can talk about that as well. If you want it to be in Terrebonne, it can be, or you can have it elsewhere as well.
I mean, what about the taxes? I mean, location.
Terrebonne's
location.
pretty good, but Sky Peak.
We don't
yeah,
want to buy
Sky
an
Peak would be
overdeveloped
Sky Peak.
area.
What's in
I
Sky
mean-
Peak?
I mean,
You would know best.
we could go back to the temple. It's
We'll
about
look
right
into the legal
there.
details of this.
Yeah.
And you can
Sarah
really
would
look
like
now.
to potentially shop for something as well. I just need to figure out
Southport
what.
would be a cool place because it's like the last place you'd expect to find heroes.
We might run into.
It'd be good to
hubs.
keep our ear to the
We're-
ground in Southport too.
Because there's a lot of.
Yeah.
Because there's a
Oh,
lot
yeah,
of
little
stuff.
hubs, yeah.
Yeah.
It's true. It's
It's
easy to
like-
get in and out.
Easy to get in and out.
Mhm. It is a
Nobody's
major port
watching.
town. Like
Yeah.
it is. Yeah, that is the.
Probably
So
has the
important.
best booze.
And the
Could-
most
ooh.
crime. And
Ooh,
the
we
most
could go live in
good stuff.
Deepwell. I'm sure there's great views.
Blue.
Deep.
Well, with an abundance of
kelp
choices and a wonderful future ahead of you guys now that the Infinite Sight has been destroyed, that is the end of tonight's session. Thank you everybody for joining. It has been wonderful to have everybody along for this journey. Like this is kind of like we're getting close. It's not really the
Act 1
yeah,
or
it's
something.
the end. It's the end of one arc, but it's not really like the end of the first half of the campaign. that there's more planned here. Obviously, we've got a lot of other threads that we need to tie up, and I'm just gonna say I'll give you guys XP right now on air here. So it's 2,440 experience for the fight with Thule and Krull, and the elemental, and then another 3,500 experience points for completing and defeating the Infinite Sight and the Temple of the last Lord Eye.
Nice.
How much total?
5940.
5940.
And I will get you level appropriate treasure and everything.
So close.
Got about 3,000 to go.
So until next time, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Join the Discord. Buy some merch if you really want to. I like my tin cup. I think it's fun. Yep. And is there anything else?
If you want to listen to us on podcasts, all the major podcast platforms.
Yeah.
Hashtag Flatenaria.
Hashtag Flatenaria. All right. Have a good night, everybody.
Thanks, guys.
Percy, please.